or vacation is very important. That's why Booking.com makes finding the right hotel for the right price easy. Visit Booking.com now to find out why we're Booking.yeah.
Please, help!
The running of the bulldogs? Surprising. What's not surprising? How much money Aaliyah saved by switching to Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Here they are. Seriously?
Things out, please.
There are some places where devices just don't belong. Device-free dinner, a common sense idea from Common Sense Media.
The Premier League mornings tomorrow on NBCSN.
Glad you could join us today at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. Aerial coverage provided by our partners at Smithfield Foods. Pace laps continuing here at Mid-Ohio. Let's take a look at what this place lays out like, DJ. 2.25 miles, the total length. A lot of turns.
Yeah, 13 turns to be exact. So a lot of shifting, a lot of braking throughout the afternoon. Got to make sure that you do it all properly. 3 stages here.
Yep, the stages lay out this way, 20, and then at 40 and 75 to end the race. And don't forget, with 2 laps remaining before the end of a stage, NASCAR will close pit road, ending your opportunity for strategy. See the previous winners here. The dinger to start it off, Justin Marks last year in the rain. So back down to pit road one more time. Here's Parker.
Guys, one guy I'll have my eye on today is that 00 of Cole Custer. He loves road course racing, and on his qualifying lap in the second session, he was on pace to maybe even be in the second position, but he got off the racetrack. He went for another lap and got off the racetrack in turn 1, destroying the front end of that race car. They've had to go to a backup car. He'll be starting from the back, but there's a lot of confidence in that race team because they think they have nothing to lose. They are simply going for the win, Ralph.
Well, Parker, each team is going to use at least 4 spotters around the racetrack, but teams like Cole Custer's that are pitted at the far end of pit road towards the entrance to turn 1 will have an advantage with at least 1 spotter. You see the racetrack, the front straightaway, climbs up the hill from the last corner to the first corner. So if you're pitted at this end of pit road, you have a much higher elevation at the top of your pit box, makes it a lot easier to see all the way down to the last couple of corners and give your driver just a little bit more information than the teams at the far end of pit road, Dave.
Ralph, thanks very much. Elevation changes, DJ, a big part of this road course in particular.
Yeah, it really is. And driver, there's going to be some blind corners also with that, that comes along with that. But that makes it very difficult for the drivers with the high horsepower and narrower tires than what a lot of the sports cars that run here. That makes it very difficult to navigate around here.
That's right. These cars may have less horsepower than the Monster Energy Cup Series cars, but with the relatively narrow tires and the chance for the car to get light off the corners, they can spin those tires very easily.
Yeah, very easy. And so it's the drivers that are able to maneuver through that type of a situation and get the power down and utilize those tires, but without abusing the tires. You can also wear the tires out. You can run around here. Sam Horn has tried to run qualifying laps for 10 or 12 laps, then he's going to be without tires for a long period of time.
Pace car gets to the pit lane as they come through the final corner. The left-hander, they will come to the start-finish line. The white car of Sam Hornish, the pole sitter, to his outside, Elliott Sadler. We're green at Mid-Ohio. Two by two and so tight through the first left-hander. Now down to the keyhole and a long right-hand slow turn under heavy braking.
You can see Elliott Sadler really pushing Sam Hornish there. He really wanted to get clear where he wasn't racing Blake Cook there. Cook slides out a little bit. Looks like Sadler's going to get that second spot.
The blue car of Sadler is through. The white number 11 of Blake Cook now looks back to the inside. The fourth place car is the 16 of Ryan Reed. High-speed section through the kink and down to turn number 4. Boy, you can just see how much they woe it up there, DJ.
Yeah, and there's, you get outside of that dark area that you see in these corners. A lot of that are repaved, and they have more grip. You get outside of that, and you really got to hold on. You're not able to get back to the throttle and pick it up as hard as you would like.
To the rhythm section. maybe an upshift and a downshift, one each, back through the back part of the course.
Yeah, and this is where things start to get really, really technical. And this is where you'll see the drivers with that road course experience and the understanding of exactly what it takes here not to abuse their car and to stay on the track.
You can use the curbs. You don't want to use them too much. And as the cars pass by the pit road entrance this time, the 00 of Cole Custer has been called to pit road. Here's why.
Yeah, I saw from one of our other cameras that we have here that there's a lot of smoke from the 00. As Freddie pointed out, this is a backup car, so they didn't get to do anything there.
Whoa, the 7 of Allgaier got loose, and then the 19 of Tift is off, and Allgaier is off as well and in the sand.
Oh, he was able to keep going there.
An amazing save out of there, especially with as much rain as we had here yesterday. Back up front for the lead. It's Hornish with Sadler tight on him.
Yeah, you can see Elliott Sadler doing a nice job hanging there with Sam Hornish. Hornish looks like he's a little loose on the exit of the corner right now. Elliott Sadler, though, doesn't probably get the credit and notoriety as a good road racer. He is outstanding, really good, very smooth with the throttle and with the brake, and that'll benefit you greatly here.
And those two begin to break away. We will tell you, as the 00 came down pit lane, also the 01 of Sheldon Creed was on pit road, had a transmission problem in the morning practice, and once again is on pit lane. These two now pulling away through the technical section.
And I think Elliott Sadler, he's a veteran driver that understands this situation. We have caution on the track now.
And the caution does fly. NASCAR spotters saying that there may be some fluid down there toward turn number 1, and possibly from the 00 that was smoking. Parker?
Yeah, guys, I was just listening to their scanner, and they're discussing that there's a ton of fluid coming from underneath that 00 car right now. Not exactly sure if it's either coming from the engine or maybe around the transmission. And as you mentioned, he went to a backup car, and they barely got that car finished in time to roll it out to the grid to be ready for the race, and maybe could have just missed something a little bit in there or a misshift there by Cole Custer.
Field under caution for the first time at Mid-Ohio. Hornish showing that the 22 car is fast, but Elliott Sadler not letting him get away. We'll be back with more in a moment.
The Ford Summer Sales Event is in full swing.
It's gonna work. I promise you. We can figure this out.
A little help?
Hold on, Mom. No, Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi. It's not a question. It's a thing.
Take on summer right with Ford, America's best-selling brand. Now with summer's hottest offer. Get 0% for 72 months plus an additional $1,000 on top of your trade-in. During the Ford Summer Sales Event, get 0% for 72 months plus an additional $1,000 on top of your trade-in. Offer ends soon.
Presenting Just for Men Auto Stop. It's time travel in a comb. It gives you back your natural hair color before you went gray. No mix, no mess. Comb in and your natural hair color is back. Lift off. Just for Men Auto Stop.
Nothing says love like a box of truffles in a blizzard.
This is all my favorite truffles. It's like a surprise in every bite. Bet you're full of surprises.
Actually, I'm full of chicken strips. Just had my break.
The new Triple Truffle Blizzard Treat with fudge, peanut butter, and caramel truffles.
Strike a match. Catch a flame. Spark the conversation and ignite those appetites. Oh, yeah. Now we're cooking. From backyards to ball yards, we're heating things up in a big way. And the whole block's invited. So come as you are, as long as you come hungry. Kingsford, start something.
It's time for the Polaris Factory Authorized Clearance. The year's best deals on the world's best-selling ATVs and side-by-sides. Now is the time to buy with rebates up to $4,000. Get started at Polaris.com.
We'd be robbing Sheldon Motor Speedway. You ready?
No, not really.
Would you give me my arm, please?
Is it this long?
Rated PG-13, August 18th.
Before you open your eyes, at Smithfield, we're busy slow smoking. Before you sizzle, we hand select and hand trim. Before you were born, we gave birth to flavor, which you'll find in every bite of our naturally delicious hickory smoked bacon. Flavor hails from Smithfield.
You want
want a showdown? How about something epic? No! Really epic! We'll see you this fall. Sunday Night Football on NBC.
Tomorrow, the Monster Energy Cup Series races on the 2-mile high-speed Michigan International Speedway in the Irish Hills. That's tomorrow, 3 Eastern on NBCSN. DJ, ready to head up there after this?
Oh, absolutely. Love the racetrack.
Let's see 75 laps here first. Right now under caution for the first time. And this, again, a very pivotal race in the race to Miami. It is a race to the final race of the season, a 7-race championship playoff format for these Xfinity cars, and it's made it very exciting last year.
Yeah, we've seen different winners here, and if we could see that today, one of the Xfinity regulars, they can get that playoff ticket that they're so desperately looking for. But the bubble drivers need to make sure that they stay on the asphalt here today. Don't give away a lot of points.
We saw the 7 of Allgaier and the 19 of Tift with trouble on this maybe oiled up part of the speedway. Ralph, more on the 19.
Yeah, he had big problems, Dave, not just getting off the racetrack, but actually before the race even got started, his tachometer and the lights on the dash froze on the car. It was like that during qualifying as well, so he can only hear the engine RPMs and guess when his shift points are based on sound, which is very old school. But the problem is going to be really getting on and off pit road and make sure you're not speeding. Going to be challenging, Parker.
That it will be for sure. Another driver that's up against a bit of a challenge right now is the 00 Cole Custer. They're back running. We know they had the issue where they came down pit road with all the fluid coming out of it, and simply what it was is a transmission breather, and I believe this is where I would defer to someone like Steve Attard at this time to be able to tell us about it, but they were able to fix that, remedy it, and therefore feel like being only a lap down if they put themselves in position. Oh, now they're limping in the pits here, just trying to work on that 00 car. If they only stay 1 lap down and we get that caution at the stage, they could find themselves being able to get the free pass.
And Custer's a good little road racer, Parker, as we know, can get around these tracks pretty well, but already starting in the hole. DJ, that backup car was quickly put together. I talked to Jeff Mendering, the crew chief, for just a minute after qualifying. He was fairly confident about it, but every once in a while something gets overlooked or perhaps even breaks.
You know, Dave, that's one of the things of a young driver that he'll learn. This will be a great learning experience for Cole Custer. He is very fast. He had a fast race car. Parker talked about how, you know, he was tracking to be maybe 2nd or 3rd quickest in that session. Got off course and then compounded that by trying to make another lap and make even more time up. Instead of realizing the situation, you're already going to be in the top 12. Just take your day, make the most of that. You've got your car. This backup car is not even one of their best because they kept that for a couple of weeks at Road America. So he's put them behind the 8 ball. Made a really bad day trying to get all of this done. They probably overfilled the transmission as far as the fluid goes a little bit. So these are just things that you have to learn. When you have these one-day shows, basically, you can't take those type of chances in going out there. He wasn't going to beat Sam Hornish anyway. So a learning experience that all drivers have been through at some point in time. But fortunately for them, they've got a good points build up as far as the playoffs go, so it's not going to hurt them too bad. But it takes one of the opportunities we talked about away from one of these young drivers on a road course getting that victory.
While Cole Custer sits on pit road, the field continues under caution. Cleanup will be fixed up, and we'll go back to green flag racing in a moment from Mid-Ohio.
We're not here to take part. We're here to take over. I am the beast.
It's time for the Polaris Factory Authorized Clearance, the year's best deals on the world's best-selling ATVs and side-by-sides. Now is the time to buy, with rebates up to $4,000. Get started at Polaris.com.
The new smoked Italian porchetta. Meat gift wrapped in meat. A present you give to yourself to show you how much you mean to you. Arby's, we have the meats.
You each drive a Ford pickup, right?
Yes, sir. I have a Ford F-150. I've always been a Ford guy.
I have a real treat for you today.
Awesome.
I'm going to show you a next-generation pickup.
Let's do this.
This new truck now has a corner step built right into the bumper.
Super cool.
The bed is made of high-strength steel, which is less susceptible to punctures than aluminum.
Aluminum's great for a lot of things, but maybe not the bed of a truck.
And best of all, this new truck is actually
oh, my.
The current Chevy Silverado.
I'm speechless. This puts my Ford truck to shame.
I tell you, I might be a Chevy guy now.
Yeah.
This fall, Thursday Night Football returns. And now there's more ways to watch. There's only one Thursday night.
In a car, it's about what you have in your brain and what you have in your heart. There's nothing more relatable than that.
I love shopping for my pets at Chewy.com. They have everything I could possibly need for my pets at amazing prices. I love these guys, and I want to feed them the best. When I wanted to change Bailey's diet, I was surprised by the price of his new food. Then I found Chewy.com. With Chewy, I save on food, treats, and litter. Even shipping is free. There's no reason for me to shop anywhere else.
Save 20% on your favorite brands and get fast, free shipping. Shop online at Chewy.com.
You're searching for something, like the perfect deal on the perfect hotel. So wouldn't it be perfect if there was a single site where you could find the right hotel for you at the best price? There is, because TripAdvisor now compares prices from over 200 booking sites to save you up to 30% on the hotel you want. Trust this bird's words. TripAdvisor, the latest reviews, the lowest prices.
The end of summer means road course racing in the Xfinity Series. 3 times they will turn right as well as left. Last weekend, we saw at Watkins Glen. Kyle Busch won the race, but Justin Allgaier, with a solid 4th-place finish, continued his run in the championship. Mid-Ohio today, and then next week, DJ, 4 miles at Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin.
Yeah, another challenging road course they'll encounter here in a couple of weeks. Yeah, they got Bristol in between that. Doesn't get any easier, but can certainly shake up these standings as we look at this right now. We were talking about Cole Custer. He had a nice points lead there of 156 cushion, so it's not going to be devastating to him here today, but certainly not what they were looking for. But we'll go back there to the guys from basically 9th on back. And you can see just how close things are and how quickly things could change. Again, you get a lot of cars finishing on the lead lap. If you have a flat tire, get off the course on the last lap, you find yourself going from a top 10 possible finish to outside the top 20, and that just costs you points.
J.J. Yaley in 14th there saw himself in the paddock area with a blown engine last week and lost 29 points to the bubble sitter, the 62 of Brendan Gaughan. So it can happen in a hurry, and this is continuing to look not good for Cole Custer. So Cole sits on pit road with a tow truck behind him, which seems to say that they are going to take that one behind the wall. Team Penske here at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. Not bad, Dale. Look at those numbers.
Yeah, just been outstanding. Of course, you know, they've had some pretty good drivers in there, so that always helps when you do that. But I think that we can see that once again. I think that's why Sam, when I saw him yesterday, he was so excited. He was ready to get in. Obviously, nothing happened yesterday, but he was ready to get in the car and get his shot at this because he knows this is a car and a team that's always really the ones to beat when they show up here.
3rd race of the year for Sam Hornish Jr. He raced the 2 Iowa Ovals. Of course, the last one we saw got caught up in an incident, ended up in the wall there. It was not of his own doing, not the way he wanted to end the day. So we'll see what he can get done here today. Now, we mentioned that he hasn't won yet at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. This was his race last year. It wasn't particularly pretty.
Well, by what we could see of it with all the water and stuff coming out, but he had a really good car, but this was such a challenge. You know, you would get almost to a dry point of the track, and then the next thing you know, you have a downpour. And so the drivers were really challenged at probably more than most of them had ever been through. But he was able to still survive all of that and get back and have a pretty reasonable day.
That is him in the 2 car. A couple of spins there. The 22 was Ryan Blaney last year. So for Richard Childress, he comes through, does this, does that, off course, on course, and throughout the afternoon was able to parlay it into, you remember, 2nd place.
Yeah, with all of that was happening.
Even did a little of his own maintenance right there. I remember Carl Edwards got that started. Maybe Dale Earnhardt back in the day, right, at one of the little short tracks. Get out your own mop and clean the windshield. So there's Sam. He's behind the pace car. and waiting to see the lights go out on top of it, indicating that they'll be ready to go racing here. And the cars look great. We mentioned earlier this morning they had an early morning practice, which followed a day of rain yesterday and a lot of lightning, which didn't allow NASCAR to open the track for practice. So there were no cars on track yesterday. This morning they had a 45-minute, abbreviated 45-minute practice session, and a lot of mud kicked up. A lot of those cars had a sheen to them that said some had been off the track and then littered the rest of the cars with them. But right now they all look pretty good, except for maybe Allgaier and the 19 of Tiff, who've been off track.
Yeah, we've had a nice day of sunshine and warmer temperatures. Not too bad, though. But how about James Davis? He's doing a nice job here. And I think the start of this race is very important for him. And not getting too keyed up. He knows he's got a great race car, a good team that he's with. And just keeping this car on track and feeling what it needs at the beginning of this race is going to be very, very important to him. But he's so very talented. Can he come in here at his first time in a stock car here and really get the job done?
EJ, you mentioned that he is very talented, but one of the big shocks to him getting in these heavy stock cars was just that, the weight. At almost 3,600 pounds with the driver in it. The first time he went off in the braking zone, he went, whoa, wait, that's a lot of, these don't stop as well. And he'd actually gotten to do some work on the Toyota simulator and was talking to me a little bit about how some of the things he had learned on the simulator just were not applying in real life. And so he's definitely been a big learning curve for him. But as you heard him say in the pre-race, he's going to take it easy here. He wants to learn these cars, kind of keep his nose clean, and then he knows he most likely could have the speed to challenge at the end.
You might remember last year, Davison raced for the first time in the Xfinity Series in the 90 car for Mario Gosselin. That was at Road America, and I love the quote afterward, DJ. He said, I got a warm welcome to NASCAR, being biffed and barged around and had a blast. And I had to look up barged, and yes, it does mean getting sideswiped or hit or moved around. So
right. I was just going to assume that's kind of what it meant, that they kind of moved him out of the way a few times. But he'll probably get his opportunities here today in a really good race car.
Chance to barge right back.
Every leader that we see on these restarts today will choose that. Really good job by Sadler that time to be able to clear those third and fourth place cars there and get himself situated in second, be able to make the run that he wants to off of turn 2 here.
You can see why Sam Hornish chose the line he did. That gave him the opportunity to leg out this little bit of a lead behind Sadler. It's still 2 by, 2 back. Cook in the 11, the 21 of Hemrick as they come to the heavy braking point toward a big area in turn 4.
Yeah, and there's no sense at this point in time of this race of trying to be brave and outbrake someone, but you see Blake Cook did a nice job there.
And James Davison in that white 20 clears the 16 of Ryan Reed and now goes to work on Hemrick.
This is the type of situation for Davison. Get yourself in the right spot here. Don't give up spots just trying to make a pass there, being in the wrong position. Don't try to force the issue at this time.
While this strings out single file, back in the pack, trust me, they are still side by side and fighting it out.
Yeah, once you get to this part of the course, things kind of situate themselves out. You have to get basically single file. If you try to go side by side, you're only costing yourself and whoever you're racing more time. That allows somebody behind you to get in that position and put yourself in a worse spot. Wait till you get to those passing zones.
You saw Josh Balicki's number 8 racing the 5 of Michael Annett. They get that sorted out. And 12 laps to go now in stage 1. Remember, stages of 20, 20, and 35 laps here this afternoon. Brendan Gaughan down to the inside of Ross Chastain. Can't make it stick. Now carries it through. And the 46 of Anthony Compton is off.
Yeah, and that's going to be a tough spot, too, to get out of. Once you get in there and get stuck, it's really hard to get the tires and to get out of there, and I'm not sure that he's going to be able to, which may bring out another full course caution.
That's that high-speed area where both Allgaier and Tift went off early in the event. Let's see if we can get a look at what happened to Anthony, the Whelen Euro Series champion. He was running 28th. And right side of your screen there, you see him up high, just got off, DJ.
Yeah, got in there a little too hot and tried to make the corner, but realized that he couldn't. I think he actually was trying to get to the outside of that sand trap, but didn't make that either. Now he's stuck there.
Sounds like Brendan Gaughan got by Chastain in the red 4. Chastain now fighting back. Hey, there's Compton. Good job getting to the grass and finding a way out. And there's Chastain working back on Gaughan. had a huge smile on his face when I talked to him after qualifying, was really looking forward to racing the road course this afternoon.
Yeah, Ross did a nice job at Watkins Glen last weekend, too. We saw him running up inside the top 10 a number of times there. So a really good road racer here, giving Brendan Gaughan all that he can handle.
As you mentioned, Ross Chastain right behind Brendan there. He was also kind of looking forward to these races because they're kind of an opportunity for smaller teams at this time. You know, when you look at this racetrack, it doesn't reward having a big engine under the hood. It doesn't reward spending a lot of time in the wind tunnel. It's down to the driver and mechanical grip. And some of these smaller teams, when a driver like Ross starts to learn the road course ways, can make up for that, make up a little bit for that deficit in equipment. And so he was looking for this race and doing a great job right now at night.
And so Parker points out the opportunity for Chastain. He's one of the gentlemen who is below the cut line and looking for a way to pick up. Why not make the road course your opportunity?
Absolutely. That's what it's there for. All of these races pay the same number of points. So if you can get yourself situated to where you can take advantage and get some stage points and then have a good finish of the afternoon, find yourself picking up some points and getting in a better spot.
Davison gets around Daniel Hemrick. That's for fourth. So the 20 car moving to the front.
Yeah, he was under a lot of pressure from Ryan Reed. It looked like he might even lose the 5th spot, but was able to do a nice job and get by Daniel Hemrick.
Sam Hornish leads, Elliott Sadler chases, and now James Davison through to 4th, following behind Cook in 3rd.
Golden Corral's Prime Rib and Shrimp Spectacular is here. Slow roasted prime rib, shrimp skewers hot off the grill, garlic herb butter sirloin, and butterfly shrimp. Dinner's just $13.99. So hurry in for endless prime rib and shrimp. Golden Corral, your choice rules.
Presenting Just for Men Auto Stop. It's time travel in a comb. It gives you back your natural hair color before you went gray. No mix, no mess. Comb in and your natural hair color is back. Lift off. Just for Men Auto Stop.
Forge of Empires. Develop your own city from the Stone Age to the future. Available in the App Store and at FOE.tv.
It's time for the Polaris Factory Authorized Clearance. The year's best deals on the world's best-selling ATVs and side-by-sides. Now is the time to buy with rebates up to $4,000. Get started at Polaris.com.
There's nothing more important to me than my vacation. So when I need to book a hotel room, I want someone that makes it easy. Booking.com gets it. And with their price match, I know I'm getting the best price every time.
Visit Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
We'd be robbing Shelton Motor Speedway. You ready?
No, not really.
Would you give me my arm, please?
Is it this one?
Rated PG-13, August 18th.
The first thing that struck me was how it looks. It starts up very quickly. It's instant, in fact. Powerful. It takes you by surprise because it breaks from the norm. My name is Brody Neal. I'm a furniture designer.
How was school?
We're going on a one-way field trip to Mars.
Let us know if you need a chaperone.
Yeah, take some pictures.
There are some places where devices just don't belong. Device-free dinner, a common sense idea from Common Sense Media.
Bringing the whole family to a NASCAR race has never been easier or cheaper. Kids 12 and under are free for every Xfinity and Camping World Truck Series race on the schedule. Discounted tickets are also available for every Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series event. Visit NASCAR.com/KidsTix to learn more about free and discounted tickets for an event near you. Welcome back to coverage of the Mid-Ohio Challenge. Sam Hornish continues to lead. The battle behind him is for second. Elliott Sadler's been caught by Blake Cook.
Blake Cook doing a really, really nice job of applying some pressure to Elliott Sadler here. Sadler, who was able to hang with Sam Hornish until he had that caution, hasn't been able to do that this time. But you can see Blake Cook really good in the back part of this racetrack and was able to get up to Sadler's bumper there as they got down to turn 2.
Third car in line there, the 20 of James Davison. We've talked about him today. Brings his formidable road racing skills from lighter cars to this series for the second time. And then Daniel Hemrick in the blue car. Nice recovery for him after a spin in, I believe it was practice earlier today, in 5th. Parker?
Well, guys, we got to give a shout out to that 24 car of Dylan Lupton driving for JGL Racing. He's doing a partial season in that car this year and hasn't really quite had the finish he wants, but he was excited to come here because 2 years ago he finished 9th. He does like road course racing, and when I talked to him before the race started, I said, what are you looking forward to doing? He goes, I'm going to get in the top 10. I think we have a car that definitely, if I can get to track position, can compete with these other faster, bigger teams. And so just another opportunity race for a young driver, and what a shout out to what Dylan is doing there, running in the top 10.
Yeah, he's doing a really nice job to this point, but he's got a driver that's on the move right behind him, and Regan Smith there in that 18. See, pulling out, see if he can outbrake him. Going to take that spot away and get up to that 10th spot here early on. Remember, had to start in the rear because he ran over some debris in qualifying. They had to go back and make repairs to that car. So nice job by Regan Smith to move inside the top 10 this early.
Enrique Baca got off track, exiting the keyhole, and basically tore the front end out from under his race car, and it ended up on the racing line. The next car through, Regan Smith, and when he hit it, they had to go for repairs on the right front, change the tire, and as DJ said, start in the rear. Good recovery for Smith. Ralph?
Dave, this very technical racetrack is the type of track where drivers will really search for that flow. Regan Smith seems to have that right now. Every time he gets around a car, crew cheers him on, says nice job, and then they always add, go get another one.
Don't stop. Go get some more. You can see he makes the list for the biggest movers along with Andy Lally, who started in the back, and Jeremy Clements, who had contact in qualifying, had to get that car repaired.
And here's a good thing for Regan Smith. He's really good. He's passing cars here, and he knows that when probably at the end of stage 1, everybody's going to come down pit road and get tires and make that change. He's got an outstanding pit crew that's probably going to pick him up a couple of more spots, so he can be starting stage 2 somewhere around the top 5 before this is over.
The strategies will begin to be thought through anyway. We were discussing while we were in commercial break 5 laps of caution total for that first caution period, and the calculators surely are starting to run, DJ.
Yeah, I think that you have to look. Someone like a Justin Allgaier who had that problem early on, are they going to look at doing something a little bit different? I was talking to Jason Burdett about it, and he said, well, it's kind of cut and dried as far as the stages. You pit at the end of stage 1 and stage 2, and then you usually get some cautions up. There's the thing that Regan Smith couldn't do right there.
Under braking, got some wheel hop, and as he was trying to pass the 4 of Chastain, lost it. Smith is off. They call it China Beach as a nickname, but that is off of turn number 4, off of one of the highest speed portions of the track. And he's got momentum in reverse to get back to the grass. Here it is again, DJ.
Yeah, you can see right here, he's just going to try to take an advantage right here. And you know, that's great, but you can see he just got in there way too hot, got that wheel hop starting. There's just nothing you can do as a driver at that point in time. And then this is a huge sand trap.
Look at the top of your screen. There's Smith going around. And Regan excited to be in this race car. It's always been very quick. There's Eric Phillips, his crew chief. They've worked together before, and that was one of the reasons why Regan was so excited about today's race. Speaking of exciting, that's a 48 of Brendan Poole, side by side with the 16 of Ryan Reed. Here comes Brendan Gaughan. Will he make it 3 wide into the keyhole?
I wouldn't advise it, but you never know what Brendan may do. Oh, that's a nice move right there by Brendan Poole.
Gets a little bit wiggly off the corner. Now it's a drag race through the kink and down to turn 4. We see pit stops happening on the right side. The 21 of Hemrick and the 42 of Justin Marks. And on the left, the battle for 6th position, 5th position now.
Yeah, that was outstanding work by Brendan Poole right there. That's really good road racing technique through all of that. And he didn't over push his car. Caution out.
Caution flying now. We're hearing turn 1 may be the issue again. and a car hard into the wall. It is Matt Bell in the 90 who has found the barrier. There it is. Holy cow. Wow.
He got all the way through the tires and looked like he even got into the concrete wall before he got up on top of it.
Bell was running 19th before he slid all the way through the sand trap. This is right after they crossed the start-finish line at high speed, probably third gear, maybe not hitting fourth, and something did not work well for Matt's car as he went to the left-hander.
Yeah, that has the makings of a throttle sticking or something like that. I would think that even if your brakes quit working right there, you could get it turned and slowed down through the sand trap there. That is extremely hard hit.
Second caution of the afternoon now. First was for fluid on the track, and this, which caused some cars to go off right here, but not to the degree that Matt Bell just has.
Now, when you see something that's struck that hard, again, you're either thinking that the brakes totally failed, but it's not like that's a part that you're wide open into the gas, because you would have already been slowing down before that time. So it looks could possibly, again, a throttle hung, and the worst-case scenario for a driver. Hopefully everything's all right.
Matt Bell, a California native, began his racing career in the Grand Am Series in 2008.
I believe we just saw him climb out of the car right there, so that's good.
Extremely good news. And look how he's moved the wall there. Wow. The tires certainly do a good job of absorbing some of the energy there, and then the way the race car is constructed, Dale, that is what allows Matt to get out and walk away.
Yeah, NASCAR's done such a good job of the safety things they've implemented inside of these race cars. And even with a hard hit like that, you have the Hans device and then everything inside these cars that allows the drivers to get out and walk away from a huge impact like this.
31-year-old Californian now making the mandatory ride to the infield care center to be checked over by medical officials. And that car, again, normally driven by Mario Goslin, has found that on the road courses he can find road racers who would like to ply their trade in a NASCAR-type stock car. Today that was Matt Bell, and it's over for the 90 car. So 4 laps to go in stage 1, Dale, and the red has been displayed because they're coming close to that closing it with 2 to go situation. And they want to have as much green flag racing as they can for the fans here this afternoon. Under red, more to come from Mid-Ohio.
Once upon a time, a girl with golden locks broke into a house owned by 3 bears. She ate some porridge, broke the baby bear's chair, and stole some jewelry, a flat-screen TV, and a laptop. Luckily, the Geico Insurance Agency had helped the bears with homeowners insurance. They were able to replace all their items, including a new chair, from crate and barrel. Call Geico and see how easy it is to switch and save on homeowners insurance.
Think burger place can't cook up the juiciest chicken sandwich you've ever tasted? Well, think again. The Barbecue Club in New Hawaii. The charbroiled chicken sandwiches with no antibiotics ever. At Carl's Jr. and Hardee's.
It's time for the Polaris Factory Authorized Clearance. The year's best deals on the world's best-selling ATVs and side-by-sides. Now is the time to buy with rebates up to $4,000. Get started at Polaris.com.
Attention shoppers, Albertsons Company stores are giving away Richard Petty's Superbird Tribute car built in Petty's garage. Hustle on over to the meat aisle in any of our stores and you can enter for a chance to win the car. It's that easy. The Superbird is the King's most famous racer, and now this tribute to the King's car can be yours.
Hey guys, relax.
There's plenty of Smithfield, Eckrich, and Nathan's Famous products for everyone.
If you want to win the King's Tribute Card, go to any of these Albertsons Company stores or go to wintheking.com.
Clean up in aisle 43.
Welcome to Belgium, where a day at the spa is anything but. That's life at the speed of Formula One, the Belgian Grand Prix, Sunday, August 27th on NBCS.
We asked people to just go about their day to try a new feature from Match. So, Sarah, what did you do today?
I grabbed a coffee.
Yes, you have to do that.
And then I checked out a new art exhibit.
So now you have the Match app up. Open up the Missed Connections tab for me.
Okay.
It shows you people you cross paths with in real life.
Ooh, I crossed paths with Josh near Pine Street. Maybe he was at the gallery?
Maybe he loves art. Imagine what else you have in common.
He's cute. I'd like to find out.
I am on the edge of my seat.
Match.
Better ways to make a real connection. Start for free today.
Greetings, Detective. Did you catch all the bad guys?
I believe I've been contacted by the Mercedes killer.
Right!
Brady, you're all I have. Order needs to be restored.
But let's meet face to face, mano a mano.
I'm always awake.
Mr. Mercedes, all new, Wednesdays at 8 on Audience.
NASCAR on NBCSN is brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. And by Color Guard. Color Guard. Learn more at colorguardtest.com. All rise for Premier League mornings on NBCSN. Harry Kane and Tottenham travel to the Northeast to welcome Newcastle back to the Premier League. Premier League mornings begin tomorrow at 7:30 Eastern on NBCSN. So, Dale Jarrett, under this red flag, why don't we kick it out to near the kink, I believe, and Elliott Sadler.
Hey, Elliott, Dale Jarrett, you have a copy, bud?
Yes, sir, DJ, I got you.
All right, Elliott, good day so far up there in second with that one main Chevrolet. You been talking to Clint Boyer about how to road race?
Yeah, he's been giving me some tidbits. It's, man, we've had a great weekend so far. You know, bouncing back from Watkins Glen, which was not our best weekend we've had. So to come here and qualify as good as we did, guys have really given me a really good race car here, and we're just trying to manage it, keep it on the blacktop for the first part of the race so we can go after them here towards the end.
Hey, Elliott, is this a day in a type situation with this weekend? No practice yesterday, limited amount of time on the track this morning, where your experience really pays off?
Yeah, I would say that's definitely an advantage for me, just because I've been here a couple years in a row, and we kind of knew what we wanted as far as setup was in the car. So limited practice definitely helped me. And, you know, we knew the 22 was going to be fast, but we're just trying to keep him in sight, keep him honest, and stay up here with him and go from there. So just very proud of everybody on this One Main Financial Chevrolet, and we'll stay after it, and we'll definitely have a lot of fun. And, you know, this track will bite you. It's not much a runoff room here, so you got to be fast, be aggressive, but also, you know, show some patience as well.
Yeah, good point. We've seen a lot of action, which has happened behind you, thankfully, but you've seen that 22 a little bit. Obviously, set a new track record. Any adjustments you're going to have to make, either from your driving standpoint or with your race car, to try to keep up with him there today?
Well, Sam's really good here, and I feel like my car is probably just as good as his. I just think I've got to do some different things as a driver to create some speed. I'm glad I got to follow him here the first couple laps. I can really see kind of where he's getting back on the gas at, so I'm trying to adjust my line a little bit to keep up with him. But I got some great spotters here today helping me with the Sheriff and Big John and Owen. That's giving me some information, and we'll put all that together and see if we can stay with him. And, of course, strategy is going to be important as well, because track position always gets you here towards the end of this race.
Hey, so you got everybody credentialed up as far as your spotters go, and with that group that you just mentioned, I don't know how you can go wrong today.
Hey, man, I got a great support group with me, and a lot of family and friends watching at home, and I do want to say thank you to our military, all our men and women that bust their butts at home and abroad protecting our country so we can go ahead here and do the things we love to do, and that's race on the weekend.
All right, well put, Elliott. Thanks. Good luck out there today, bud.
All right, thanks, DJ.
That's how it looks under red. Great opportunity to talk to the second place running Elliott Sadler. There's a car of Matt Bell towed away. We'll be back to racing green at Mid-Ohio in a moment.
Okay, anyone like coming in first place in everything that matters? Introducing the all-new 2017 Ford Super Duty, the only high-strength, military-grade aluminum alloy body heavy-duty pickup. It takes first place in every measure of tough. Best-in-class towing, best-in-class payload, and best-in-class torque. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. This is the all-new Ford Super Duty 2017 Motor Trend Truck of the Year.
Facing death, I had only one thought.
I gotta make all natural chicken sandwiches! That's a marketing point, right? No, I'm talking no antibiotics ever! What a world!
The charbroiled chicken sandwiches. No antibiotics ever. Carl's Jr. and Hardee's.
I needed something more to help control my type 2 diabetes.
My A1C wasn't where it needed to be.
So I like when my doctor told me that I may reach my blood sugar and A1C goals by activating what's within me with once weekly Trulicity.
Trulicity is not insulin. It helps activate my body to do what it's supposed to do, release its own insulin.
I take it once a week, and it works 24/7. It comes in an easy-to-use pen, and I may even lose a little weight.
Trulicity is a once-weekly injectable prescription medicine to improve blood sugar in adults with type 2 diabetes when used with diet and exercise. Trulicity is not insulin. It should not be the first medicine to treat diabetes or for people with type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Do not take Trulicity if you or a family member has had medullary thyroid cancer, if you've had multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if you are allergic to Trulicity. Stop Trulicity and call your doctor right away if you have a lump or swelling in your neck, severe pain in your stomach, or symptoms such as itching, rash, or trouble breathing. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis, which can be fatal. Taking Trulicity with a sulfonylurea or insulin increases your risk for low blood sugar. Common side effects include nausea, diarrhea, vomiting, decreased appetite, and indigestion. Some side effects can lead to dehydration, which may make existing kidney problems worse.
Once weekly Trulicity may help me reach my blood sugar goals. With Trulicity, I click to activate what's within me.
If you want help improving your A1C and blood sugar, activate your within. Ask your doctor about once weekly Trulicity.
Get your NASCAR coverage when you're on the go with NASCAR Mobile. The official app of NASCAR puts race coverage and live in-car cameras at your fingertips. You can even listen to drivers and teams discuss race strategy. Download free at NASCAR.com/mobile. A few minutes ago, the 18 of Regan Smith found trouble in turn 4. Here's Ralph Shaheen.
Dave Spotters and your crew chief can help you out of a lot of tricky situations. Watch this moment here, and I'm going to tell you what the crews were saying to Regan as he was getting ready to slide off the racetrack. As he loses the rear end of the car right here, they're saying, get off the brakes, just let it roll, let it roll, so it doesn't dig in. Now they said, ease onto the throttle and start backing it up. Don't go forward. Back up. Turn it a little bit here. They just easy talked him all the way through. Turn it now straight, they said. Just go straight. And those sand traps can be really tricky if you don't know what you're doing. And sometimes when you're in the middle of the race, your energy is up, your adrenaline is flowing. Dale, it's very easy to do the wrong thing, like drop it in the wrong gear and hammer the throttle instead of having somebody ease you out like they did for Regan.
Yeah, that's a great report, Ralph, and that's good advice that they were giving there, because as a driver, you're frustrated things and find yourself stuck there and getting a lap down.
They used gravity to their advantage there. Going forward would have meant going uphill for Regan Smith, so that was a smart move. So still in a red. Dale, anyone else out there you want to chat with?
Yeah, let's see if we can get Brendan Gaum here. Hey, Brendan, Dale Jarrett, you have a copy?
Yes, sir. How you guys doing?
We're doing great. Looks like you're doing pretty well. Started back there in the 17th spot. Got you up here in the 7th spot now. Looked like you were pretty aggressive and ready to go.
We got a good South Point Chevy. I kind of stepped on it qualifying, my own fault. You know, I'll take the blame when it's me. You know, I'm not afraid. So I did a bad job qualifying for the boys and got to make up for it. So we're here. We got a good, fast Chevrolet. See if we can't keep it running till the end.
Hey, Brandon, we hear you talk all the time that you really love these road courses. What is it about that makes you not only good, but you really look forward to it?
Absolutely. I mean, this part of the calendar was circled on mine, particularly when they wrote the schedule. I love August and this track and going to Road America next. These are two of the best in the country. So I love road racing. I love being able to do this, and I love especially these places. What a heck of a job by the safety crew at a front row seat. They're doing a heck of a job cleaning that tire barrier up.
All right, man. Thanks for talking. Good luck whenever you go back racing.
Thank you, fellas. Enjoy the day.
Thanks to Brendan Gaughan. 4 laps to go on the stage when we get racing.
Another truckload of Toyotas. What a sight.
Yeah, during Toyota's national clearance event, we've got the last of the 2017s. And super low APR financing.
Maybe that's why they go so fast.
Okay, that's got to be a record.
At Toyota's national clearance event, you could get 0% APR financing on a 2017 RAV4 and over 10 other select models. Offer ends September 5th. For great deals on other Toyotas, visit Toyota.com.
Save on the last of the 2017s. Come in today.
Toyota. Let's go places.
It's time for the Polaris Factory Authorized Clearance, the year's best deals on the world's best-selling ATVs and side-by-sides. Now is the time to buy, with rebates up to $4,000. Get started at Polaris.com.
At Johnsonville, their people write the slogans for their limited time offers.
Johnsonville Chipotle and Monterey Jack Brats. Get jacked up on the smoky goodness.
Get jacked up on the smoky goodness.
The first person to survive Alzheimer's disease is out there. And the Alzheimer's Association is going to make it happen. By funding scientific breakthroughs, advancing public policy, and providing local support to those living with the disease and their caregivers. But we won't get there without you. Visit alz.org to join the fight.
I want you guys to start your approach.
Stay parallel, maintain visual. Open the line. Execute.
Then with the American government, we're going to take you home. Let's go.
DirecTV customers expect great entertainment along with the best value. So why would we throw our money away with a wireless plan from one of them? Because now AT&T has an exclusive deal just for us when we switch. Like saving $25 a month on our DirecTV for life. Plus, we'll get HBO included. Oh, and overage charges? We want those gone. So let's stop paying more to get less.
DirecTV customers switch or upgrade to AT&T Unlimited Plus and get this exclusive deal.
Save on pet food and supplies at Chewy.com.
I love shopping for my pets at Chewy because the prices are amazing. I have a big family, so saving money is important. At Chewy, we save on the dog's food, the cat's litter, and all of their toys and treats. Plus, it's delivered right to our door, and the shipping is free. The pets love the box, and we love the savings.
Save 20% on your favorite brands and get fast free shipping today. Shop online now at Chewy.com.
Back in Mid-Ohio, the 13.5-minute red flag period is over. The yellow flag has been displayed. And now, Dale, a chance for teams to decide, do you want to come to pit road, as they would go by this time for 3 to go in the stage.
Yeah, that opportunity is going to be here to play a little strategy here. Could see quite a few of them on pit road.
Hornish the leader, Sadler second. And again, the stage is 20, 20, and 35, 20, 40, and 75, the ends. They can't quite, most teams said they couldn't quite go that whole last stage on fuel, but then there's also the discussion of, do you want tires anyway?
Yeah, and who needs to be looking at picking up some stage points right here, staying there and getting that and starting your day off with a good points day.
Elliott Sadler has the most of those on the year for the Xfinity drivers and has the most points overall, I believe, at this point as well. Still looking for that first win in 2017. Here's their chance. What will they do? They're going to come into pit road, and Sadler's going to stay out and maybe take that opportunity for another stage win. Hornish is on pit road. Who was that followed him down? I believe it's the 20 of Davison, and Dylan Lupton behind them. Parker.
The 20 of James Davison, who's be coming down to pit road. He's been struggling with a loose race car, went through a long diatribe under that red flag about what this car was doing and how it could be better. Even mentioning the engines, he's going to get 4 Goodyear tires and Sunoco fuel, foregoing those stage points, Ralph.
Well, just like Urban Meyer might do while coaching the University of Ohio State, Greg Irwin called for a Buckeye bullet play here, and that's how the crew knew to come to pit road and what changes they wanted to make to the car. 4 fresh Goodyear tires, some Sunoco fuel, and just a small adjustment to the setup of the car, handling-wise, because Sam has said it's just a little bit tight on entry into the corner. They went for a Buckeye bullet.
See Regan Smith on pit road as well, and yeah, Ralph, it seems like the split was between the guys going for the win today only and the guys going for the championship. Sadler obviously staying out for the championship picture.
Yeah, and they could all come back together before this race ends, but at this point in time, I understand these guys trying to get those points. Elliott Sadler could be another playoff point for him, so a lot of things to take into consideration there.
So Sadler now behind the pace car. Blake Cook also stayed out. And you see the 48 of Brendan Poole, 16 of Ryan Reed, and 62 of Brendan Gaughan.
Yeah, Blake Cook, one of those that's just looking at, yeah, sure, he would love to get the maximum of the 10 points there plus a playoff point, but you can see back there where he's at, just in that 10th spot right now. Yeah, 53 points is a nice little cushion, but if you can add 9 points if he stays in second right here to Elliott Sadler, if you can add that to that, then that puts him in a much better position. I like that call.
Doubling up now for the restart. Blake Cook has never had a top 10 on a road course before, and I went to him after qualifying. I said, would you be mad at me if I said that was a surprising qualifying run? He said no, I wouldn't be mad at you, but I was pretty pleased with it too. And they're very confident about their run here today. Of course, it's a home race for his owner, Matt Colleague, and their sponsor on the car as well. You've never heard him say leaf filter out loud, have you?
Not more than 10, 12 times a weekend. Right. He does such a good job. And, yeah, I'm really impressed with this team. They just got a great organization, and Blake does a really good job behind the wheel.
So he's going to come to the Geico restart zone as the second place car. Elliott Sadler will be the control car. And he's going to stay. It's the opposite side, wasn't it, from what Hornish chose, or is that the same one?
No, that's the same one. Yeah, okay. That's the inside line right there.
And that's right. As he comes to that high-speed first left-hander, he'll have that inside line as well. So this is going to be fun. Mixes up the field a little bit. Got drivers who pitted and are going to be at the back. They may not race hard with 2 to go this time by in the stage. Save those tires for the second stage.
Yeah, and our top 10 right now are all Xfinity regulars looking to gather as many points as they possibly can here as we come to the end of this first stage.
That row 3 will be interesting. The 62 of Gaughan, the 4 of Chastain. Behind him, the 39 of Sieg and the 51 of Clements. So as they turn left, they come to the start-finish time again. Start-finish line. Green is back out in Mid-Ohio. Good jump by Sadler, but here comes Poole. Cook did not get a good jump. Blake falls back to third.
Well, we've already seen Brennan Poole make some nice moves.
He's going to try it again here.
Yeah, boy, it's a risky move right here.
Gets into Sadler and spins him. Elliott Sadler is around and in the sand trap, drives his way through. Risky for Brennan Poole, costly for Elliott Sadler. Brennan Poole in the 48 now skates away free and clear with Blake Cook on his tail. Let's see how it happened again. I think Sadler will clearly remember.
Yeah, this might be something that Brennan Poole might regret down the road.
Just got the left front in there in the 48. And Elliott whips it around, gets it going again.
Yeah, you can see over here, we've got a great battle for the lead between Poole and Blake Cook.
Over on the right, Reed in third, and here comes Cook. Poole makes a mistake. Blake Cook is through for the lead.
Brennan Poole just got in there a little bit hot. Blake Cook has been applying a lot of pressure. As you can see, his car right now clearly handling better than Brennan Poole.
And Ryan Reed aggressive in the 16 car, the red car into the 48 of Poole.
Brendan Gaughan wants a piece of this too. Ross Chastain doing a nice job here.
1 lap to go in the stage, and Blake Cook is the new leader. Brennan Poole was very aggressive last time in this area. He has to fall in behind now in the 48 car. Here comes Brendan Gaughan for the 3rd position. Reed gives him room. Gaughan, tail happy, is going to make the 62 work through. They're going to be side by side down the high-speed section.
See, Ryan Reed gave him that opportunity. Brendan Gaughan took all the racetrack that was allowed right there.
Reed kept his momentum going and off of the corner was able to power down. Now Brendan Gaughan will get the 3rd spot. Here comes Ross Chastain with a peak in the 4.
Yeah, as much as you want to do well and gather as many points, you really have to be smart here. All you can do is cost yourself if you put yourself in the wrong situation right here.
Guys, think about, just real quick, think about how big this is for Brendan Gaughan on the bubble right now. If you look at the playoff picture and now finds himself in 3rd with that great restart, this could be a big deal getting all these stage points.
Parker, that's exactly right. If he finishes 3rd, it's 10-9, 8 points for him for the regular season championship. Of course, Blake Cook is looking for that 1 playoff point that will carry over as he comes to the checkers. Off of the final corner, Blake Cook is going to see the green and white checkered flag displayed, and he will win stage 1 at Mid-Ohio.
Sam Hornish able to drive himself all the way back inside the top 10 there after making that pit stop, getting tires. He's in the ninth spot right now.
And Elliott Sadler crosses the line in 30th. There's your Stage 1 winner. We'll be back to Mid-Ohio in a moment.
We're not here to take part. We're here to take over. I am the beast.
For the millionth year in a row, Arby's thought about making a burger, but got distracted by something much better, the new smoked Italian porchetta. Arby's, we have the meats.
Whether it's new business, new boss, or new romance, these are the designer moments. Now designer suits start at $279 at Men's Warehouse.
You're gonna like the way you look in a designer suit.
Okay, anyone like coming in first place in everything that matters? Introducing the all-new 2017 Ford Super Duty, the only high-strength, military-grade, aluminum alloy body, heavy-duty pickup. It takes first place in every measure of tough. Best-in-class towing, best-in-class payload, and best-in-class torque. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. This is the all-new Ford Super Duty 2017 Motor Trend Truck of the Year.
This fall, Thursday Night Football returns. And now there's more ways to watch. There's only one Thursday night.
In a car, it's about what you have in your brain and what you have in your heart. There's nothing more
Hi, my name is Lorenzo, and I'm the inventor of the Bug Assault. Flies are disgusting. Thanks a lot, Tony. Protect your food and your health with the Bug Assault. Simple to use, just pour ordinary table salt, cock, aim, remove safety, and fire. One pump, and it's over.
Go to BugAssault.com today. $39.95 plus shipping and handling. For added value, the Buddy Deal. Order 2 guns and receive free shipping at BugAssault.com. Oh, yeah.
Good look at our stage results presented by Ford Performance. There on the left, Blake Cook with a stage win for 1 playoff point and 10 points toward the regular season championship. Poulgon, Reed, and Chastain round out the top 5. And you can see at the bottom there, Sam Hornish is back to 9th after pitting. And Josh Bilicki, neither one of them eligible for the championship this year, but both with a good top 10 run in stage 1.
Yeah, and Sam made up a lot of spots there on those few laps that he had the opportunity to. But I think he did it patiently, not putting himself in a difficult position, knowing that as all of this filters through and cycles around, then he's going to be back out front once again.
Sam pitted on lap 17 and then cut his way back through the field when they went back to green. So stage 1 over. Blake Cook the winner. And now they are thinking about what they'll do as far as pitting here. We assume a lot of the leaders will come in that stayed out the first time. If you want breaking news, race highlights, updated standings, and more, get them delivered right to your inbox. Never miss a story or race highlight by subscribing to the official NASCAR newsletter. Visit NASCAR.com/newsletter to sign up today. And the news right now is Blake Cook wins, but Elliott Sadler cannot be happy with how he was raced by Brendan Poole.
No, that's not, you're looking for more than that, especially as the race leader there in that type of situation. But, as I said, that's part of it, and it's part of, especially road racing. You get yourself in that position. But Elliott had done everything right, played a strategy right, and, you like to think that you might get a little more respect than that coming. It wasn't like that he had the chance to really get all the way up the side and outbrake. You'd see Elliott just taking his normal line into the corner. Brendan Poole had already gone in there. It was shallow. Couldn't do anything except go straight. And if he tries to get on the brakes any harder, then he's going to lock it up and spin out. But there really wasn't that opportunity to get in there. And Elliott Sadler is one that is a road racer in the way that he goes about it, not charging the corner. So he was out a little bit earlier. Brendan Poole saw that as an opening that really wasn't there, but contact, and we'll have to see how that plays out throughout the day.
The green light is displayed at the entrance to pit road, and so that'll give all of these teams an opportunity to take advantage of this caution period. And as expected, those that stayed out the first time for sure will come to pit road. We go down to Ralph Shaheen.
Well, for Blake Cook, that was only the second time all season he has won a segment, and it came at a great time as he gets that extra point. The crew is very happy with how he's been running with this car, so they're not going to make any changes. Just 4 fresh Goodyear tires and some Sunoco fuel. But he also said, oh, wait a minute, they got a problem here in the pits. He wasn't in the box. Now he's in the box. So all good on the track, but a little trouble here in the pits, Parker.
That's right, and you also have the one of Elliott Sadler, who's coming down into pit lane right now, if we can find him here. So you see the 62, Brendan Gaughan taking off. He did 4 Goodyear tires and Sunoco fuel. He was just struggling a little bit to drive off, but a big haul of 8 points for him. And now we got Elliott Sadler into his pit box, who, as you saw, got spun out of the lead, trying to go and win that stage and get that all-important playoff point in that one car. He will do 4 Goodyear tires and Sunoco fuel as well, and just struggling a little bit of drive off as well.
Parker, as you and Ralph know, these are among the shortest pit boxes on the circuit. And we could clearly see from that overhead shot that Blake was not into his pit box, DJ.
Yeah, you have to have all the tires in there. You could actually have the right rear hanging out, but the other 3 have to be in. And it is very difficult, especially as you're trying to leave yourself room, as Blake was there, because he knew the 48 was coming around him. So very difficult, unfortunate set of circumstances.
Well, in this unique situation, we get to talk to the guy who won the stage, but then had the misfortune on pit road. DJ, dial up Blake.
Hey, Blake, Dale Jarrett, you have a copy?
I got you, Dale.
All right, man, that had to be pretty exciting, getting that stage win and on a road course. You did a nice job there. It looks like you've got a really, really good race car this afternoon.
Man, I appreciate that. That was super cool. It's fun, and what a better place to do it than Mid-Ohio. My sponsor, Lee Filter Gutter Protection, this is their home track, and we have 250 people sitting in turn 11 over there, so it's awesome.
I'm sure it is, and it was a lot of fun to watch. Y'all had quite the battle up front there. How aggressive are you going to need to be as you work your way back up through here in this second stage?
I mean, you know, you have to be aggressive, but you also can't go off the track or make a mistake. I got the lead from the 48, just making a small mistake. So, you know, Michael McDowell texted me and told me just to be smooth and run 90%, and the rest will take care of itself. So that's the plan.
Okay, hey, that was a great job. I thought I heard all those fans cheering for you as you took the lead there. Good luck in this second stage.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you.
There is Blake, and of course he mentioned McDowell, who won at Road America last year. Here he is coming into his fist and then sees the 48. Yeah, you can't not flinch, DJ.
Yeah, and it's just a reaction that you have. And again, you're looking at just how small these boxes are. That's the thing. In a normal-sized pit box, he would have been there and given himself plenty of room to get out, but a natural reaction by a driver.
So that will mean that Blake will restart this race back in the second. Now, we'll get that when they come by this time. A little bit further back for Blake. The 21 and the 16 will be the cars on the front row. That's Hemrick in the blue and Ryan Reed in the red. Stage 2 underway. Daniel Hemrick to the lead. Behind him, Justin Marks looking for a way to go. Trying to get under Sam Hornish. He backs off. Boy, you can hear those tires working, Dale.
Yeah, you can. They're really sliding through these corners. Now, Ryan Reed on a totally different strategy than anyone else here. Be interesting to see how they're going to play this. He has not been to pit road this entire race. Daniel Hemrick pitted back on lap 15, so they know that they've got fuel to go quite a while.
Hornish to the inside. He'll get second. Justin Allgaier looking for third around the 16 of Reed. Oh, and Justin Marks gets shoved out.
James Davison coming up through here quickly with his 4 new tires also.
Davison now lurking behind the 7 of Allgaier. And then Marks back in line in the black 42.
Justin Allgaier and his crew done a nice job of getting themselves positioned back up there after that early spin.
A little bit further back, Smith in the 18, tipped in the 19. The 24 is Dylan Lupton.
So many different strategies being played here right now. We'll have to see how all of this shakes out. But certainly I think the man that has the best car and strategy that we saw and thought would play out is Sam Hornish. But everybody else kind of taking some chances and kind of flying by the seat of their pants a little bit and see how this may play out and give them a best opportunity here as you see Justin Allgaier trying to make a move for that third spot.
Taking a peek is the 7 of Allgaier. Meanwhile, for the lead, Hornish. He's around Hemrick.
Sam getting back this quickly to the front. This will allow him to run the race, not abuse his tires, do the things that he knows he can do, and just kind of settle in and race right now. They probably have their strategy mapped out, and it's working well for them.
And a good day for Hemrick, the 26-year-old from Kannapolis, North Carolina. Not known as a road racer, but certainly putting everyone else on notice right now. Here's how the day started for Sam Hornish Jr. Qualifying for Sam led to another pole position, his third here at Mid-Ohio. Start of the race, Sam very quick. On lap 17 comes to pit road, 2 laps after Daniel Hemrick, by the way. Restarted 17th, drove all the way up to 8th, and following the caution period, finds his way back to the front, DJ.
Yeah, just when you have probably the fastest race car here with an outstanding driver, it allows you to do things and look at things a little bit differently. I think that's exactly what Greg Elward did. Said, this is the strategy we need to play. This is going to allow us to get out front and dictate how the rest of this race goes with our driver.
That battle for third is not given up entirely. Well, actually, it's going to change. Now it's Davison being challenged by Allgaier. Allgaier looking to the inside, may get it here.
Yeah, Davison had got up to third. He made a nice move as Allgaier was battling Ryan Reed. Davison took advantage of that and got to that third spot.
James Davison from Melbourne, Australia. Spends a lot of his year in Miami. Said, I got to talking with Steve D'Souza from Joe Gibbs Racing over the off season. Began to put together a plan to be in this 20 car at Mid-Ohio, a place where I've won before. Like to do it in a stock car.
You see, right now he's overdriving. I think it's the pressure that Justin Allgaier is applying. Justin's good at some of these higher speed parts of the track and getting down there. And I think that looking in the mirror is probably costing Davison a little bit right now. I believe he's the faster car, but you've got to look out ahead and not worry about what's going on behind you.
And, of course, Allgaier with many more hours and trust in his heavy stock car than Davison has. Not exactly sure what he's got lap to lap.
And Justin's really good at attacking the corners, getting his car slowed down. Not necessarily overdriving it, but understanding that he can get in there hard, get it low down, but still carry the speed through the center.
As you mentioned, the heaviness of the stock car. We talked about how James is trying to work his way into feeling that heaviness. Well, under that last red flag early in the race, he talked a lot about how he felt he could be more aggressive. You see Ryan Reed throw a block on Justin Marks down into turn 2 there. He felt like he could be more aggressive, but that he was probably holding back a little bit because he just didn't feel entirely comfortable, kind of like what you're describing right now. And then let's look at that 07 there. Yeah. Andy Lally running the top 10. Last year he did this race, but he got the call from Mario Gosselin to run that 90 car last year on a Tuesday. It was here on a Thursday. But this year driving for Bobby Donner in that 07, he has actually, as we see the 01 of Sheldon Creed have a spin here, he actually got this together months ago and said this is the most prepared he's felt jumping into a stock car race, and it's showing here running inside the top 10.
And that's Andy Lally in the 07 Parker's talking about. Told me he wasn't sure quite how many sets of tires the team had purchased, nor their age, DJ, when they put him on the car. He said, I'm not even going to ask. No, I'm just going to go out and drive it.
He just goes and does what he does best, and that's drive the race car. And he does an outstanding job. He's always better than the car he's ever been in. And this is another case of that, but maybe the best car that he's had. And he's showing that right now. Right behind him, Regan Smith, who has done a great job coming back from that spin.
Sheldon Creed in the 01 did get it righted and got back on track for Johnny Davis Motorsports. This is the battle for 5th, starting with Reed. Take a look back and see what happened to Sheldon. There might have been, well, hard to say. Could have been contact there. There was a lot of cars there.
Yeah, headed down that way. Yeah, going that direction off of that corner. You'd have to think that maybe you got a little shove from behind. Somebody in the gas a little bit harder on the exit of that turn 2.
Sheldon's first start in the NASCAR XFINITY Series, driving a full schedule, as you see Smith and Lally coming together there a bit, but Creed driving for MDM Motorsports in the ARCA Series and also in the K&N Pro Series.
How about Ben Kennedy in that 2-car there,
yes,
right behind Regan Smith. Ben doing a nice job here on the road course.
That was a car that Sam Hornish was in last year and took to second place here at the end of the day. Now Kennedy races the Richard Childress Racing number 2 in the top 10.
Matt Tiff there at the back of that group, battling extremely hard. Matt was another one of those with Justin Allgaier off after that first lap complete with oil on the track. So made a nice recovery here also.
You get the idea that the 16 of Reed is the slowest among this group here.
Well, he's got the oldest tires. He's the one that hasn't been to pit road, really battling right now, battling hard. He's a good road racer, but I think that some patience might run out here soon with him.
Lally now looking to the outside of Marks. Tough to do in the carousel. And back to the start-finish line, Ryan Reed, again, has not pitted yet. Trying to hold off this group. Getting word that Elliott Sadler will be coming into pit road with a flat tire, and he's on it now.
And we'll have to see if this is something that could change up the strategy for the 1 cars. He is there getting new tires right now.
Marks on fresher tires gets by. He was on pit road on lap 15. Lally looking for a spot. Here comes Regan Smith in the 18. Right of your screen, Elliott Sadler getting service and back off of pit road.
Yeah, this is a frustrating part of road racing. Whenever you have a good car, you're a little bit quicker, like Andy Lally, and he was trying to make that pass there. Got held up by Ryan Reed a little bit. That allowed Regan Smith to get there, but you can see just how good Andy Lally is. He takes that spot back away.
Lally in the 07, Reed in the 16 on the old tires. And now back through the undulations of the back part of this track. And over this blind corner, nothing in the way. Justin Marks getting away a bit now. Marks having taken over 5th spot.
You have to believe that this 16 car might be on a one-stop strategy here today, this afternoon. We know that Chris Buescher here a few years ago went 38 laps, I believe it was. So we see a lot of caution laps in the latter part of this race. So they might be planning on that once again.
And the good news for Reed, in some ways it doesn't matter as critically as for others. He's got a win in the bank.
Exactly.
Having taken home the victory at Daytona in the first race of the year. So if anything happens on the Mid-Ohio road course, you'll see it in NASCAR Nonstop. We go there now as Sam Hornish continues to lead. Daniel Hemrick trying to chase him down in the 21.
Pressure, I feel it every day. But at night, it's the last thing on my mind. For 10 years, my Tempur-Pedic has adapted to my weight and shape, relieving pressure points from head to toe. So I sleep deeply, but feel light, and wake up ready to perform, even with the weight of history on my shoulders.
Only exclusive retailers carry Tempur-Pedic. Find yours at TempurPedic.com.
New bike?
Yeah, because I got
Allstate. If you total your new bike, they replace it with a brand new one.
That's cool. I got a new helmet.
We know, Steve. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Won't you come dream with me now, now? Yes, yes, won't you come follow me now, now? Yes, won't you come dream with me now, now?
There's nothing more important to me than my vacation. So when I need to book a hotel room, I want someone that makes it easy to find what I want.
Booking.com gets it. And with their price match, I know I'm getting the best price every time.
Now I can start relaxing even before the vacation begins.
Your vacation is very important. That's why Booking.com makes finding the right hotel for the right price easy. Visit Booking.com now to find out why we're Booking.yeah.
Get the timeless beauty of real hardwood for your home for less at Lumber Liquidators. This week, popular pre-finished hardwood styles are starting at $1.99. For something unique, get bamboo from just $1.39. More from 59 cents and special financing. Get to Lumber Liquidators by Tuesday.
Golden Corral's Prime Rib and Shrimp Spectacular is here. Slow roasted prime rib, shrimp skewers hot off the grill, garlic herb butter sirloin, and butterfly shrimp. Dinner's just $13.99. So hurry in for endless prime rib and shrimp. Golden Corral, your choice rules.
Howdy. Hey. Here we go. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
That's not your car.
Car's ready.
Wrong car.
This is not your car? I would love to take it, but no. I'm so sorry about that. You guys want to check it out?
Someone else's car.
This is beautiful. What is it?
It's the all-new Chevy Equinox.
This feels like a luxury SUV.
I love this little 360. How do they even do that?
I made a bad decision on my last car purchase.
Well, your car's here.
Bummer. Bummer.
Wah, wah. I'm ready for an upgrade.
The Premier League mornings tomorrow on NBCSN.
Welcome back to coverage of the Mid-Ohio Challenge, and it has been a challenge for Ryan Reed in the 16. You saw all of that in NASCAR Nonstop as he continues to hold down the 8th position on the tires he qualified and started the race on, where everyone behind him has changed at least once.
Yeah, and you can see just how people behind him have caught up. It's just difficult. You can have a much faster car here. See, Ben Kennedy finally going to push the issue a little bit. Wondered when that might happen.
Push right into the door, and the 16 is around. Ralph?
Well, they were planning on staying out for 5 more laps. They would have been about 4.5 now. They are definitely going to try to do this on one stop. I just spoke to crew chief Phil Gould, and now the word has just come in, pit now, pit now. So this changed everything with him getting turned around.
Yeah, thanks, Ralph. And that is the downside of what they were planning on doing, DJ. Everyone behind you much quicker.
Yeah, and I'm not sure I would go off my strategy now. You know, that's what they had planned. You can see here, you kind of had to wonder exactly when this may happen. But Ryan Reed had given Ben Kennedy a little bit of room there, but the door had been shut so many times. I think that Ben just decided he had it right there. The opportunity, he got in there just a little bit hard and, you know, contact. That's road course, short track racing, however you want to look at it. But here comes Ryan Reed on the pit route.
Yeah, here he comes, DJ. You're exactly right. The crew a little frustrated. The plan was laid out. They were sure they could do it in one. They definitely have to clean the grill. They're going to change those right side Goodyears first while the Sunoco fuel is going in the car. Nobody has gotten to the grill just yet. Now going to work on those left side tires. Now that the tire is put in place on the left front, off they go with the grill. It is clear, and away he goes.
And Ralph, as you see Ryan Reed leave, what a battle for 5th we're watching between the 42 of Justin Marks and that 07 of Lally. He just keeps coming.
Yeah, Andy Lally's just so good. You can see him apply that pressure. Justin Mark overdrove the corner just a little bit, slid up. That's all the opening that Andy needed.
Andy's having a fun year even before today, driving an Acura NSX as it re-enters the North American market. They're produced right over in Marysville, Ohio, and he's racing them. Today, it's a Camaro. Now smoothly off the corner. No one directly in front of Lally and a chance to pull away a little bit from Marks. Lally takes over 5th. Marks back to 6th. Cornish with a 4-second lead out front over Hemrick. You're not missing anything there.
And Sam, excuse me, Dave, but Sam's just basically kind of maintaining. He's about a half a second quicker per lap and not trying to get any more than that out of his race car, taking any chances. Just staying on the track and doing what he does best.
So 7 to go in stage 2. He will certainly make it to the end of that. And then we'll see what other strategies the teams might deploy before this is over.
Yeah, I'm not sure their strategy like they employed there before the end of the first stage, that's going to work because of the third stage being so much longer that it would put them in probably compromise them as far as the fuel goes. They'd have to have quite a few caution laps at the end, and I think with a fast race car, you don't want to put yourself in that position. Whoa, Justin Allgaier did a good job of staying on right there, used all of the racing surface.
Had a quick look at William Byron in the 9 car. There he is. Byron currently running in the 18th position. And, of course, road racing, not what he grew up with, one of those drivers that did ovals mostly if it wasn't iRacing, and not the go-kart circuit like a lot of drivers can do as they're coming up.
Yeah, and even though he finished with a top 10 last week, that was a high speed. And so as far as road courses go, much more technical here. And I think that even though he has a great coach in Max Pappas, and they were talking about what they do and expectations, they knew that this was going to be a bigger challenge for William coming in here this weekend. But it's about learning, becoming better each time that you do it, and we'll see if that pays off for him as he gets to Road America in a couple of weeks.
Dave Ellens not at the con this week, was suspended last week for a violation post-race at Watkins Glen. Brandon McSwain making the calls here this weekend. Right in front of him, running 17th, is the 33 of Brandon Jones, Ralph.
Yeah, Dave, we've talked a lot about the tight confines of pit road here and how tough it is on the drivers trying to get into the box. Well, it's a challenge for the crew members as well. Curtis Thompson is a rear tire changer for Brandon Jones on the 33. As everybody was exiting the pits, Brendan Poole, who is the pit box right behind them, exited and ran over his left foot. He seems to have feeling in it. They don't think anything is broken, but he has gone to the care center to get that looked over. If he cannot return to action, Jake Owens will be the next man up. He works in the interior of that race car. That's his regular job. He might be a rear tire changer here before the day is done.
Ralph, thanks for that update. Meanwhile, up front, the 22 of Hornish, leading at Mid-Ohio.
Wi-Fi. We literally cannot live without it. And if we can't live without it, maybe it's time to reimagine it and make it even better. So it's awesomely fast. No, still nope. Now we're talking. So it works here, and here, and here. And so you can even take the occasional timeout. Whoa! Yes, indeed. Amazing speed, coverage, and control.
Introducing Xfinity X5. Find your awesome and change the way you Wi-Fi.
With Smithfield Fresh Pork, the possibilities are endless, so you can bring great flavor to any meal. With a variety of hand-trimmed cuts, from chops to tenderloins to ribs, Smithfield uses the highest quality fresh pork to bring out the best in every dish. And because Smithfield Fresh Pork can be easily prepared in so many delicious ways, you can bring great flavor to the table any night of the week. Smithfield Fresh Pork. Flavor hails from Smithfield.
Where's Gary?
Saved money on motorcycle insurance with Geico. Going up the country. Later, Gary.
I have a motorcycle. Wonderful.
Geico Motorcycle. Great rates for great rides.
All right, we're back with one of the best dunkers in basketball. His name is Zach LaVine.
Thank you guys for having me.
All right, enough with the jibber jab. Let's roll Zach's top 10 dunks. Okay. Oh, look at that.
Hachi, chachi, dunky, reenie. Guys, these aren't my dunks. These are sandwiches.
Welcome to our house, Zach.
That's right.
We live here.
You live here with the sandwiches?
No, I have a home and a wife and a child. I live here with the sandwiches.
Try the new Dunked Ultimate Chicken Sandwich in 3 bold flavors and get half-price shakes and ice cream flushes after 8 p.m. This is how you Sonic.
And that's how restrictor plates reduce air intake. Moving on, drag is one of your biggest competitors. It slows you down, so make sure your car is streamlined. And don't forget to get an edge with drafting. Take advantage of the high-pressure air between your car and the one in front. Then you can slingshot.
You guys taking notes?
At the track, in the classroom, and online. Visit AccelerationNation.com or download the Acceleration Nation app today.
Thursday Night Football returns.
Get down and go, baby!
With games on NBC. Streaming live on Amazon Prime Video. And every game on NFL Network. There's only one Thursday night.
Welcome back to coverage of the Mid-Ohio Challenge. Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course in Lexington, Ohio. Let's take a look at the lap leaders brought to you by Polaris Razor. Had a lot of Sam Hornish Jr., DJ, and we expected that.
Yep, sure did. Man set a track record and came here pretty much on a mission. He felt like that Iowa was one of his best racetracks. He had a couple of opportunities there this year. A couple of things happened, and he wanted to atone for that. Doesn't get many chances in this good race car anymore, but wants to take advantage of that. Very fast today.
Looking good and looking for his first win at Mid-Ohio. After 3 poles, he won an IndyCar. Team Penske has been successful recently. Newgarden, I believe, won here a couple weeks ago. So why not another? Why not another trophy for the captain?
And we've seen this car be dominant here in years past, but just not be able to pull it off and go to victory. Although A.J. Allmendinger won here in this, but you know they've just been strong every single time that they show up here. Drivers do an outstanding job.
And even with the race cars changing, Dale, there are certain things that you learn and sort of put on the shelf till you come back the next time, aren't there?
Yeah, absolutely. You know that's the one thing about road racing is spring shocks, sway bars, things like that you run. Once you find kind of what that is, you might have to fine tune that a little bit to the drivers because they always have somebody different, it seems like, in a car like that. But fine tuning that. But once you get that base, then you're not going to have to change things too often.
You were looking at second and third there momentarily. Here is the look back to them from leader Sam Hornish. 21 of Hemrick continues to impress. Nice run for him. And there's James Davison in the 20. Also lurking back there in the bright orange, number 7, that is Allgaier. And coming through the picture, the 07 of Lally, 42 of Marks, and Regan Smith from the rear of the field back to 7th position.
Yeah, really nice rebound. You know, it's easy to get frustrated as a driver. He made his way up through and then made the mistake of getting down into the corner, trying to make a pass. Wheel hopped, got off into the sand trap, maneuvered his way out of there. But between pit strategies and good driving, got himself situated back in a position to make a good day of this.
Regan was in Watkins Glen last week on Baby Watch for Denny Hamlin. Asked him if spending time with the Toyota people and with the Joe Gibbs Racing people was helpful to him, and he said yes, definitely. Language, just listening in, being part of the organization gave him a little bit more comfort level as he jumped in the car this weekend.
Yeah, that and being a former winner here, so understanding that, I put all those things together. You can see he's really hustling the car right now.
Final lap ticking away for Sam Hornish Jr. in Stage 2. Stage 2 of 3, again, stage racing introduced in 2017 to bring a couple of more moments to a NASCAR race. Stage 1 was won by Blake Cook, a series regular. Stage 2 appears to be in the hands of a 3-timer now in 2017, Sam Hornish Jr.
Yeah, and I think as we get to the end of this, most people are thinking, even though that 35 laps that makes up the last stage is on the outside edge of what it takes to make, you're going to have a couple of caution laps in there. So that's going to help you. And then we generally do get some cautions in that last segment.
Some history here. We watched Ryan Reed earlier for Roush Fenway Racing trying to employ that one-stop strategy. They, as an organization, ran 38 laps for Chris Buescher a couple of years ago, but it included 6 laps of caution. The race was longer at that time, but 38 laps run with 6 of caution. So that's kind of the marker that we've got for maybe the longest distance we've seen.
Yeah, and you can figure that at least a 2-to-1 here, so you can figure that would be like 35 green flag laps. Still doing a nice job of saving fuel in that respect. But these teams have that now to where they would be comfortable in getting that if they had to do it.
To the checkers and a Stage 2 win for Sam Hornish for Team Penske. And Andy Lally, a nice top 5 there. Justin Allgaier, series regular. Daniel Hemrick, series regular. Getting some good regular season points at the end of Stage 2.
Yeah, you can see
regular season bonus points.
Yes, and Blake Cook worked his way back into the top 10, getting another valuable point there.
There he is, good-looking 22. The green and white checkers have flown for him. The field is now under caution. We'll be back for the final stage at Mid-Ohio.
There's nothing more important to me than my vacation. So when I need to book a hotel, I want someone who makes it easy to find what I want. Booking.com gets it. And with their price match, I know I'm getting the best price every time. Come on, Gary!
Your vacation is very important. That's why Booking.com makes finding the right hotel for the right price easy. Visit Booking.com now to find out why we're Booking.yeah.
Get the timeless beauty of real hardwood for your home for less at Lumber Liquidators. This week, popular pre-finished hardwood styles are starting at $199. For something unique, get bamboo from just $139. More from 59 cents and special financing. Get to Lumber Liquidators by Tuesday.
Think a burger place can't cook up the juiciest chicken sandwich you've ever tasted? Well, think again. The Barbecue, Club, and New Hawaii. The charbroiled chicken sandwiches with no antibiotics ever. At Carl's Jr. and Hardee's.
A long weekend is just an excuse to get a long way from boring. With models up to 62 horsepower or room for 4. Go rugged, go big, go Gator. Now get 0% financing for 60 months plus $500 off the Gator XUV 825i at a dealer near you.
Every lap timed to 100th of a second. Every gallon measured down to the last drop. Every tire holding till its last tread. Each moment building with pressure. But no matter the precision put into a car or a race, the path to victory is through total chaos.
Unbelievable.
You want a showdown? How about something epic? How about some action? We'll see you this fall. Sunday Night Football on NBC.
NASCAR on NBCSN is brought to you by Ford. We go further so you can. And by Polaris Razor. Fuel your freedom. Crews on pit lane looking very ready. And we're thinking, Dale, this may be the last time they pit for Sunoco fuel and Goodyear tires.
I'd say for the majority of them, especially the ones up front, should be able to save enough fuel and enough tire to be able to go to the end. We might see some strategies played if we get halfway through this last run and some others think that tires may be more valuable.
They should have a fresh set laying there in the pit area. They were given 4 for the weekend, or basically start the race on 1 and then 3 laying in the pits. This will be their second application in most cases. And execution here, Dale, pretty important.
Yeah, a couple of things. You don't want to speed on pit road, and you want to make sure that you get in your pit box properly so the pit crew can do their job without any hesitation.
See the pace car coming around to the pit entrance. The light in the left-hand side, it is green. And here they come, Parker.
James Davison enters the pit lane out of 3rd place, and what a great run by him. We've talked about how he's learning the stock cars and just getting a little bit more aggressive as the race goes on. He also is struggling with a little bit of rear brake lockup, so his crew chief Chris Gabehart came across radio and instructed him to start messing with the brake bias. They'll do 4 Goodyear tires and Sunoco fuel on that 20 and an air pressure adjustment. Ralph?
Well, for Allgaier, the big key is they wanted to make sure they put some rear grip into that car, so they're going to make a track bar adjustment, take it down a little bit. They also make sure he got smoothly in and out of his pit box, and he will do that. And just in front of him coming out is Sam Hornish in the 22. No trick calls as to what they would do for their pit stop. No Buckeye Bowl this time. The big thing he wanted, though, Dave, was a sandwich.
A little nourishment there. That may have cost him the lead off of pit road. Hemrick had the better stop, Dale.
Sure did. Nice job by everyone there. Hemrick did a great job in that last stage. So see how this plays out. A little trouble here.
Careful now. Ryan Reed getting back out. And it appears they're servicing the 33 car in his pit box.
He's in the pit box, yeah. Maybe not the way you would always want to do it, but he certainly is in there legally.
That is the rule. Well, let's see if we can dial up the Stage 2 winner. That was Sam Hornish. We've spoken to him earlier today. DJ?
Sam, Dale Jarrett, you have a minute to talk?
Yeah, I got a minute.
Okay, man, thanks for talking with us. Hey, seems like if you could have scripted out what you wanted this day to go like, this is pretty much what it would have been to this point.
Pretty much so, other than eating a candy bar while talking to you guys, but gotta try to stay hydrated, keep everything going in the right direction. The guys are doing a great job as far as the car. The main thing for me is just really to try to make sure that we do all the right things here, so keep it on the track, and be smart about it. This Tire Ford Mustang's been awesome.
Yeah, looks like it has been. We'll let you get nourished there. Got 35 more laps to go at it. Good luck, man. Thanks for talking.
Thank you.
I love it. Took him a minute to respond because he was chewing.
That's right.
Stage 2 results. There is your winner, Sam Hornish Jr. Hemrick, Davison, Allgaier right behind. When we come back, we'll get him started toward the end of the race, the final stage from Mid-Ohio.
You said you're not like me. You never drop to your knees. Look into the sky for a momentary high. You never even tried till it's time to say goodbye.
Geico Motorcycle. Great rates for great rides.
Think a burger place can't cook up the juiciest chicken sandwich you've ever tasted? Well, think again. The barbecue, club, and new Hawaiian. The charbroiled chicken sandwiches with no antibiotics ever. At Carl's Jr. and Hardee's.
There's nothing more important to me than my vacation. So when I need to book a hotel, I want someone who makes it easy. Booking.com gets it. And with their price match, I know I'm getting the best price every time.
Visit Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
Go for it. All right. In my Johnsonville commercial, we open with a car chase. There's semis, you got a couple of bikers in there, and grandma's on scooters. There's the news reporter down there, and she's going blah, 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 big car chase. Oh, yeah, they're chasing the Johnsonville Big Taste Grill. Finally, the driver turns to the guy next to him and says, "Did you leave the brats on the grill again?" And he goes, "Yep." Might as well put them to good use. I don't know how it ends. It could be an explosion, maybe. And that's a commercial made the Johnsonville way.
Get the timeless beauty of real hardwood for your home for less at Lumber Liquidators. This week, popular pre-finished hardwood styles are starting at $1.99. For something unique, get bamboo from just $1.39. More from 59 cents and special financing. Get to Lumber Liquidators by Tuesday.
Facing death, I had only one thought.
I gotta make all natural chicken sandwiches. That's a marketing ploy, right? No, I'm talking no antibiotic ever. What a world!
The charbroiled chicken sandwiches. No antibiotics ever. Carl's Jr. and Hardee's.
Want to know who's going to be the next big thing?
What a move!
These guys have an idea.
3, 4, 1. Position. He knew he was up against the best.
We're hitting the road to Pocono. With only 4 races left, it's gonna get a little touch and go.
Oh, big crash.
At the Tricky Tropical, the Pocono IndyCar 500, next Sunday on NBCSN.
Be sure to catch all the action of NASCAR on NBC with the NBC Sports app. Get closer with alternate camera angles, driver stats, and track information available on mobile, tablet, and connected TV. Download the app and find out more at NBCSports.com/live. Live here at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. The field is bunched up 2 by 2, and they are getting ready for the resumption of the race here on this historic road course built in 1962, upgraded through the 80s thanks to the Jim Truman family. Now seeing another Xfinity Series race.
See, the leader has taken a different side here on this restart. Daniel Hemrick's chosen the outside to restart on. He's the leader of the race.
He fires off down toward turn number 1, back under green at Mid-Ohio. He's going to make it work. Remember, Hemrick had a better pit stop, got off of pit road first, took the lead from Hornish there, and now maintains.
Up 3 wide through there.
Hard to do. They make it work. In fact, the 19 of Tift was involved. Maybe the 9 of Byron, the 62 of Brendan Gaughan. Down to turn 4. Hornish with a look. Hemrick is going to keep the lead. Challenge for...
Not going to push that issue right there.
Yep. This may push a little bit of an issue. Side by side, Byron and Tift.
Yeah, they're racing hard back from about 8th back to 15th or 16th.
And now Hemrick has to look at this. We were talking about it off into the commercial. Good run for that young man, not known as a road course racer, and he's got the lead.
Yeah, he's doing an outstanding job. Sam Hornish really would be content with this if they could pull away a little bit, but he just doesn't want to have somebody gnawing on his back bumper that might overshoot a corner or something, get into the back of him. So he's probably going to press this a little bit more than he would like to, just because Justin Allgaier and James Davison are running so well right behind him.
No, a little wiggle there. This is Hemrick. You can see him working the wheel there. The white gloves inside the windshield. Great look at Daniel Hemrick at work at Mid-Ohio. Daniel's rookie season in the Xfinity Series after running in the Truck Series. Here's Hornish with another peek. I'm back here.
Yeah, and that wasn't a dime bomb situation. That was to pull out, see if he could make Hemrick look up maybe, and all of a sudden miss the corner, get in there a little bit hard, miss his line, and then you take advantage of that.
And now Hornish has that situation you were talking about, not wanting Allgaier lurking on his back bumper.
Yeah, and he knows that Justin's a good racer. Here, Sam's going to try to outbrake here. Oh, what a great move right there.
Keeps it under him, but Hemrick now has the advantage to the left-hander.
He didn't show that too soon, and that kind of caught Daniel Hemrick by surprise. Hemrick not giving up right now, though.
Hornish with the advantage back to the right-hander, and then Hemrick's, and Hemrick is going to keep the lead. See, I've lost count of my rights and lefts. Who's going to have it here? It's going to be Hornish.
Oh, used up all the track there and all of Daniel Hemrick. Nice move by Sam Hornish.
Back to the front of the 22, and now Hemrick has to deal with Allgaier and the rest of the field. Here they come.
Yeah, what a great recovery by Justin Allgaier. He and Jason Burdett have played great strategy, and Justin's done a really, really good job of keeping his focus, staying on the track, not letting that first lap incident ruin his day.
Oh, it could have been big. He was off the track and sliding, unable to recover in the 7, and then, as you said, Burdett putting together the plan. Now what? And they've made it really good.
Regan Smith there, another sitting there in that 5th spot. Another that had some issues, had to start in the back, made a mistake, got off course, did a good job of not getting caught up in the sand trap, and played a good strategy to get himself back inside the top 5.
Regan Smith, of course, well known on this road course for the victory he had back in 2015. A little bit of bump and run on the final lap.
Yeah, Blake Cook trying to make some ground there too, racing with side by side with Ben Kennedy. Brendan Gaughan just looking for a place to go back there.
Kennedy has 8th. Cook has 9th. The 2 and the 11. They're still side by side back there.
This is an area of the track that you can go through there 2 by 2 if you want to, but it's going to slow you down and only give some others behind you the opportunity to close up on your bumper.
Gaughan trying to take advantage, just gets to the bumper of Kennedy, has to back out. Tipped in the 19 now, very much in the mirror of Brendan Gaughan.
William Byron in the 9 car in that group back in there, racing hard here. It looks like he's a little more aggressive now that he's got some laps under his belt here today, understanding, probably made his car a little bit better, and he's a better driver here a little more than halfway through this race.
Spoken many times already this season how William Byron absorbs information and applies it well. You might get a little lesson here. 0-7 of Andy Lally behind with so many laps on a road course in his career.
Dave, that's right. That 07 has been cutting through the field very fast. But that 9 car, William Byron, you mentioned just getting a little bit better here and there. And actually, on that last pit stop, they went back on an adjustment. As you see the 07 of Andy Lally outbrake them here into turn 4. And they're going to go side by side into turn 5. Oh, and the 78 is off. Looks like he might be beached, Dave.
Stephen Young cannot get the 78 refired. As you see, Lally keeping that position ahead of the 9 of William Byron. Young making his start for the B.J. McLeod team, gentleman from the UK. That may bring out a caution here. We'll keep an eye on it as the 4 of Ross Chastain now challenging the 9 of Byron. And that is the view of Stephen Young, 78. Caution is out.
Going nowhere fast.
That is in turn 2. So he got the keyhole just wrong and remains in the sand. So with 27 to go, the field slows back down and we'll get set again. Something happened to William Byron on this last lap or two, DJ.
You can see he's been battling. Oh, yeah.
Something big happened. Well, we saw Ross Chastain challenging, and then Ryan Reed stuck his nose in there. And
well, it's that time of the day, Dave, that going to be a lot more giving.
A lot more taking?
No, giving the bumper.
Parker?
That they will, guys. But guess what? This caution was crucial for many teams right here with fuel strategy-wise. A lot of them we're talking about being 1, maybe 2 laps short. And with this caution, it basically says they can go all the way now getting these caution laps.
Yeah, straight up race from here, unless you decide to come down and put on some tires if you're running further back, but it's hard to give up that track position on a road course.
Yeah, really going to be difficult to make up those positions. The field's become so competitive, and, you've got a lot of good road racers in here, and just makes it difficult. Only a couple of real passing opportunities unless you try to make a lot of things happen.
We mentioned a little bit earlier Regan Smith being familiar with a win here back in 2015. It was at the expense of a Team Penske driver. And here's how it came down that day. Alex Tagliani with the lead in the 22. Here they come to the final corners. Regan Smith in the purple 7.
See, Tagliani kind of missed the corner just a little bit there, got in a little bit hot. Regan Smith took advantage of that, used his bumper, moved him out of the way just a little bit. Coming to the checkered flag.
And that was really a combination, wasn't it, GJ? You talk about being in a guy's mirror, making him make a mistake, and there was just a tiny one there, and then the use of the bumper, as we so often see in NASCAR.
Yeah, exactly right. Kind of like short track racing that you see every Friday and Saturday night at your local short track, and it's no different here on a road course. The speed you got down, you're trying to make the block, make sure that you stay in your line. It only takes a split second to look up and make a little bit of a mistake and open that door.
What a big win for Regan Smith that was. And gave him a real comfort level coming here for the first time in a Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota to go ahead and try and do it again. There he is, the green and white stripes. And right now running in the 5th position.
Yeah, just behind him, a good day for Justin Marks. Done a nice job. Last year's winner in the rain, Justin here. Looks like he's made some adjustments, gotten a lot more comfortable throughout the afternoon. He said that it would take him some time. Didn't have much time to do that in a short, abbreviated practice session they had this morning, but has improved throughout the day.
A couple of cars coming to pit road. Andy Lally, one of them in the 07, giving up that front running spot.
Yeah, looked like they decided they couldn't make it maybe on fuel or something. They're coming in and just putting fuel in the car and ensuring that they can get to the end now.
Exactly, DJ. They did not think they could go all the way, even with this caution. They just were not getting the fuel mileage in that 07 car that they wanted, and therefore had to come down pit lane and get that extra bit of fuel to make it to the end.
So let's take a look at our Toyota driver update here this afternoon. There's a couple of good ones right there. The 20 of James Davison and the 18 of Regan Smith. They run 4th and 5th. And then their teammate Matt Tift and J.J. Yaley having a good day as well.
Certainly is. And he needed a good day after that engine that expired on him last week. Hurt him in the points scenario and trying to make that top 12 for the playoffs, but having a good, solid afternoon.
Still under caution. You saw them working on the 78 car there in the keyhole, turn number 2. That of Stephen Young. And also recovery today for We mentioned drivers coming back from incidents like the lap 1 or lap 2 of Justin Allgaier. Earlier today, the 98 of Casey Mears had a bit of trouble, had to go to a backup car after the rear brakes were not functioning on his race car, and stuffed it into the tire barrier in the keyhole.
Yeah, high-speed part of the track went in there and had nothing he could do except hang on, and destroyed their primary car. Had to bring the backup out, and first laps in it were in qualifying, and has done a nice job of recovering and staying on track here during the race.
Yeah, guys, and it's been a bit of a struggle for Casey Mears in that 98 car throughout this race. They don't feel like they have the gearing right in that car. It is not a full-on road course car. The setup that they had inside of it being a backup. And then also think about Casey Mears' position. Coming into this race, the last time he'd been to Mid-Ohio was in the 90s in an Indy Lights car, which is completely different, obviously, than a stock car. And so he went to his buddy TJ Majors, who's Dale Earnhardt Jr. spotter, who's a big iRacer, and he said, hey, man, let me use your iRacing simulator. And he actually did some laps on that, and that was the best acclimation he could get before he got in this car here, but just didn't get a lot of laps in practice, had that issue, and now struggling a little bit in that backup.
And Parker, you know, you run the simulator for NBC, and what's the biggest advantage that Casey or any other driver can gain by not actually being on the track, but looking at that simulation?
Well, it's a bit of breaking points. You know, there's some points that line up. It's not going to be your exact, the thing that you use for braking reference. You know, it's not going to be that sign on the left side that's going to be exactly the same, but it's going to give you a reference in distance, how much speed to roll into the corners, those sorts of things that once you do it on the iRacing sim and what replicates this heavy stock car, it gets you kind of thinking about how long to wait on letting that car roll through the corner, how long you have to wait to get back to the throttle, where certain corners you need to kind of sacrifice the exit to be faster through the next corner. It's all those things that are just general road course things that you kind of get back in the flow of, and then when you get in the actual race car, you start to kind of get down to the specifics of what you need to do to be fast.
And you would definitely say, Parker, better than taking a rental car ride on worn-out tires, such as we took with DJ yesterday with you at the wheel, right?
Well, that was actually a pickup truck, and I don't think those tires were worn out. I think they were maybe cording all the way around, all four, and we discovered exactly how far you can push a pickup truck in the wet around here, and it's not very far.
We all made it, thankfully. Hey, Friday night, the NASCAR XFINITY Series races under the lights in Thunder Valley. Short track racing from Bristol Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern on NBCSN. The complete opposite of what we're doing today, and that should be a lot of fun, Dale.
Yeah, just a different type of madness is all that
Yeah,
is.
that's
So,
right.
But, you know, short track, high speed, high banks, a lot of fun to watch.
Sure glad you could join us here this afternoon. Central Ohio, a gorgeous afternoon after rains yesterday washed out the practice sessions. And then tomorrow, the Irish Hills of Michigan presenting the 400 miles for the Monster Energy Series. High speeds, what were they? 215 going into the corner?
Yeah, and the average speeds of the fastest laps in both practice sessions today still up over 200 miles per hour. Just incredible how fast they are around that track.
So NASCAR telling the field and the spotters and the pace car driver they'll be coming to green this time. They will form up double file, and then we'll see what line Hornish chooses. I bet we know.
I'm pretty sure.
Even though Hemrick got away with it last time.
Yeah, but when you're in control, that's the main thing, is having control of that restart. I'm not sure the line matters that much. It's what you're comfortable with as a driver, and being in control means as much as anything. And Sam Hornish is so good with the throttle, I'm pretty sure we'll see him take that inside line that has been beneficial to him.
When they get to the start-finish line, 24 laps to go, and Andy Lally, who pitted, as it was reported, for a splash of fuel, will restart 33rd. Be interesting to see how far through he comes.
Yeah, and he actually came back to the pits again right before we get ready to restart, just to make sure, get all the fuel there they can. He's thinking overtime possibly, as you've mentioned a few times there.
You know, I don't want to predict anything, but it could happen here. And of course, the overtime line is now the start-finish line, so they will make as many attempts as they need to get back to the start-finish line and then see the white flag and then see the checkers. Give these fans what they came for. They're about to see another restart, which we always enjoy. The 22 of Hornish is the control car. The 21 to his outside Hemrick. They both go, and down to turn one they dive. Allgaier with an aggressive move. He backs out of it, and Hornish is cleanly through.
Yeah, Justin Allgaier trying to take advantage of Sam Hornish getting that nice jump. But here comes Daniel Hemrick. He wants to press the issue a little bit down into turn 2 here.
Looking. Gives Hornish racing room. Behind, I was going to say, staying double file back in 6th and 7th. Yep. The 18 of Regan Smith and the 11 of Blake Cook.
Yeah, Blake Cook very aggressive on that restart in the right lane there, getting down into turn 2, trying to make this pass on Regan Smith.
He's still there. Smith shutting the door, contact. And now contact from behind. The 48 of Brennan Poole gets into Blake Cook. He can't stop the spin. And now contact behind them. Carnage coming out of turn 5. And this is not what Blake Cook needed. One of the drivers on the bubble for the playoff.
Another Jeremy Clements right there. Ryan Reed.
Ryan Reed safe with that win. And Spencer Gallagher's 23 also. Heavy contact. Gallagher was having a good day.
Yeah, he certainly was. Of course, Blake Cook had an outstanding day, finished in the top 10 in both the first 2 stages. Torn up race car right now, though, and that's just, he was trying to be aggressive. He got off of Regan Smith there, but that opened the door by not being able to carry the speed. You can see here that the 48 car decided to stick his nose in there once again. That sent Blake Cook spinning.
Poole escapes. Kennedy escapes. Yeah, Reed, piled into by Gallagher, had nowhere to go.
Yeah, just nothing you can do. You can't see up there when you're going single file there and you're just gassing up and you're trying to get through there. And this is what will happen then.
You talked about those blind corners, and you're racing, right?
Yeah, looked like Ben Kennedy got a little damage maybe to the door. I don't know that it got into the right rear tire for him. They'll have to check that probably.
Give a listen here. We're going to hear some tires that are angry. Or sheet metal. Or a little of both.
Well, Blake Cook is on pit road right now. They're calling out for the crash crew to get over the wall to take a look at the right side of the car. Hard for us to see a lot of the damage from this side of the pit wall, but as you can see on your TV screen, a lot of damage to that right rear of the car and the back side. They're also going to clean the grill off a little bit, make sure they get all the grass out. They got to clear all that bodywork away from the wheel so they can keep those tires inflated, utilizing a lot of Bear Bond right now to try to tidy this thing up, make it as raceable as possible. And don't forget, Dave, he was the Stage 1 winner earlier today.
That's right, Ralph. He'll enter the damaged vehicle protocol right now, the 5-minute clock, to get a chance to get that car repaired and re-enter the race. And hopefully salvage a decent finish out of this. We'll stay under caution, step away for just a moment. Hornish Jr. is the leader, but Daniel Hemrick has him right in his sights.
These custard concretes are so thick and creamy, it's incredible.
So thick and dense. They really remind me of somebody that we know.
Can I guess?
Sure.
Okay.
Very dense person.
Very dense.
Super slow on the uptake.
Can I call a friend?
Sure.
Okay.
Sorry, hold on a second. Hello.
Hey, who are we talking about? Hello, Peter. I know you picked up. I can hear you breathing.
Chocolate chip cookie dough. Now one of our thick and creamy frozen custard concretes. And try our premium pretzel dogs. This is how you Sonic.
Everyone shut up.
And listen. You hear that? You always have been
my best friend.
Forever. To friendship.
And if we can't live without it, maybe it's time to reimagine it and make it even better. So it's awesomely fast. No, still nope, now we're talking. So it works here, and here, and here. And so you can even take the occasional timeout. Whoa! Yes, indeed. Amazing speed, coverage, and control.
Introducing Xfinity XFi. Find your awesome and change the way you Wi-Fi.
There's nothing more important to me than my vacation. So when I need to book a hotel, I want someone who makes it easy. Booking.com gets it. I want their price match. I know I'm getting the best price every time.
Visit Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
Cindy, you don't even have a dress.
You're not going anywhere in those rags.
Yeah, and what
Introducing an all-new crossover, Toyota CHR. Toyota, let's go places.
If you're not a race fan and I send you to Bristol, you're going to be a race fan when you leave.
The most popular track on the circuit.
Let me tell you, don't count that 88 out. He's pretty darn good.
Says goodbye to NASCAR's most popular driver.
Hell yeah!
The Bass Pro Shops NRA Night Race, August 19th. Your last chance to see Junior run the night race.
Man, this is one of the biggest wins of my career.
Why's that?
It's Bristol, baby!
Roll sound.
NASCAR drivers are average people doing incredible things. Genetic lottery winners don't have an advantage. It's about what you have in your brain and what you have in your heart. There's nothing more relatable than that.
Blake Cook's team continues to go to work on the 11 car, getting it to a safety specification that the NASCAR officials are happy with. Same thing for Ryan Reed, and you can see they were both involved in the lap 52 wreck, along with Spencer Gallagher, who's being towed, and the 51 of Jeremy Clements being towed right there. His car's not even back yet to get started on it. So, how does that affect the bubble right now? Blake Cook, 43 above. Of course, his points today for 11 stage points that he's earned today help offset the situation. But you see Ryan Sieg there now, 43 back, and Brendan Gaughan, 52 ahead.
Yes, ever changing through that. Brendan Gaughan was sitting there last week looking at being on the outside looking in and being very solid as he is on these road courses and making the most of that and got himself in a nice position there. But you can see a lot of work being done on these cars. They have to get them back to where they can make minimum speed, which they should be able to do around here, but you can just see the effort that is taken.
Still dragging Jeremy Clements' car around. You saw the 8 of Josh Bilicki on and off of pit road. Oh, right in front of that 16 is a little bit askew. There was some pretty heavy contact down there.
Yeah, you think that you're not going that fast, but it just shows that once things jam up, guys are in the gas trying to get through there, and once that starts, then there's a lot of damage that ensues.
Ryan Reed is going to give his crew an idea of what he's going to be able to do with that car down through the end. We mentioned safely into the playoffs with his Daytona victory.
Warning,
But
do not enter this game if you're
like
under
more points
18
than this
years
day
old.
is presenting to him right now. It's been a fun day here at Mid-Ohio, unless you were one of these 4 cars involved in the wreck recently.
Warning, do not enter the game if you're under 18 years old.
Here at Mid-Ohio, and Elliott Sadler gave chase. The double zero of
Ik ben euforisch, maar toen ik 538, 600...
caused an early spin for Matt Tifft and the 7 of Justin Allgaier. There's Allgaier.
Warning, do not enter this game if you're under 18 years old.
Regan Smith going for more, didn't get it.
No, tried to get a little bit too much right there. Did a nice job of getting out of the sand trap, though, not losing a lap.
And then Matt Bell with a very hard impact off of the high-speed turn number 1. That car ended up through the tire barrier. Matt walked away, thankfully. In this restart, Elliott Sadler with the lead. Brennan Poole a little aggressive into the keyhole. And that was the end of stage 1. Blake Cook to the victory. So stage 2 began with Daniel Hemrick, first off pit road, but he was soon headed on the racetrack by Sam Hornish, who's been pretty tough to stop today, Dale.
Yeah, pretty much unstoppable. Fastest car with a really good driver behind the wheel. This led most of this lap. Ryan Reed and his team were kind of on a different strategy, trying to make it on one stop today, but out there on older tires, had everybody held up a lot. Finally, he and Ben Kennedy make some contact. This sent him spinning and put him on a different strategy then, which resulted in them being where they were to get caught up in this latest incident.
Sam Hornish never gave up the lead and won stage 2.
racing here as we started after this last restart. You can see Sam Hornish there trying to get the lead back. Does a good job.
And this just happened.
A little more contact. We said that the pushing and shoving was only going to intensify and ramp up as we got closer to the end of this race, and that's exactly what we've seen here this afternoon.
Yeah, you said there'd be more give. I questioned it, and you said, oh, no, it's the bumper, the gift that keeps on giving.
The bumper, yes, yes.
And there's a little race summary for you there. 6 cautions today. There have been a couple of heavy ones, and never good on a road course, but the course has raced well. As you mentioned, DJ, back through the technical section, there are times when you can run side by side. It's been very competitive.
Yeah, it's great back there, and you can run side by side. You're not making the lap time, but the opportunity is there to have some great racing. We've seen some really, really good battles, getting yourself positioned for that one spot that you can get that jump off of a corner and beat your competitor to the next one.
Continuing around under caution with 20 laps remaining of the scheduled 75.
Yeah, 20 sounds like a short amount, Dave, but that's a ton of racing that goes on. When you're talking about 13 different corners, a lot of shifting, and we're going to see even more pushing and shoving as drivers try to get their opportunity to get as good a finish or a win here this afternoon.
Those leaders were last on pit road on lap 42, so the tires are now 13 laps old. So there's a little bit of a give up there, and that four-wheel drift that we've seen out of some of the faster cars may become more prevalent later in the race here.
Yeah, could do that. Everybody up there should be fine on fuel. I'm sure they were all saving what they can, knowing that overtime is a possibility. I think the tires will still go there because there's been a lot of caution, even though we've run 13 laps here in this segment. But, you know, they're going to have a lot to deal with. There's speedy dry on the track and all kinds of things. So should be another interesting restart.
Let's hear from Ralph on pit lane.
Well, Daniel Hamrick is having a pretty good day today. There you see the 21. He needs drive off, especially over in the keyhole, that very challenging corner over there, turn 2 area, actually. He took 4 tires and fuel, made chassis adjustments. Their big story is max save right now. He started questioning, says, I'm not so sure I can. And the crew chief's answer back was, his daddy said, can't, never could. So that's what he's going to work on here as we get ready to go back to green here, Parker.
Not quite the same story for the 20 of James Davison, who's in 4th with a good run here. Most of the discussion on the team radio has been about getting that car in gear. His crew chief, Chris Gabehart, remind him, you're not going to hurt this transmission. He's had a couple times here where he's struggled to get it in gear. They said, just slam it into gear. Do not worry about it. You will not hurt this transmission, Ralph.
Well, Justin Marks in that 42 has worked his way up through the field. He started deep in the field. He's up to 5th now and is definitely in position to win this. Of course, the winner a year ago. He is loose in and off. They took some air pressure adjustments, track bar, 4 tires, and fuel. As he talked about the pre-race show, he's been doing a lot of training for a potential climb up Mount Everest. One of the things he told me he does is some very slow-paced runs in hot weather for long distances. He says it's really good at keeping his heart rate down and his mind focused in very tense situations. Well, it's very hot in that race car, and it's about to get tense, Parker.
And it's been intense of a race for Elliott Sadler. Think about this. He ran second most of the day, of the start of the day, to the 22 car. And they felt like after qualifying that they had made an improvement from last year, being closer to that 22 car, that they had brought more speed to this racetrack. So they stay out trying to win stage 1. They get spun out by the 48 car. They end up going all the way to the back. And then from there, he had a left front tire go down from getting into another car. They had to pit under green of stage 2. And now he finds himself trying to march through the field in that one car and hopefully use that speed to get up to the front.
How about that? Great updates, guys. Really appreciate that. We heard Ralph talking about the winner of last year's race, Justin Marks, and his training techniques for Everest. Supplied us with some video of what he's doing there. A little climb, I believe that was in Ecuador. That looks high to me, DJ.
Yeah, extremely. Yeah, and this, you know, this is intense. It's not like training that you normally do just for something that you're going to go quickly and do. You know, this is a process of a few years in getting yourself prepared to make this climb. So, yeah, you really admire this guy. I've admired him as a driver and the things he's been able to do around the sport, and then to take on this new challenge, you just appreciate someone doing that. But he's done a really, really good job here this afternoon for not being in stock cars all year like this and coming out here, not getting much practice today. He's got himself in a really good position with a car loose in and loose off. That's about as difficult as you can get on a road course.
Wonder what Ross Chastain is thinking in the 4. He is running 10th right now, putting on a good show for Johnny Davis Motorsports, one of the series regulars who is in a stock car all season long and having a very consistent run here this afternoon. So when they come by, there'll be 18 to go. They will form up behind the pace car. You see him doubling up here. Hornish still with the advantage over Hemrick, Allgaier, and Davison. Well, how about Davison's? Just slam it into gear.
Slam it in. That's transmission I needed, as rough as I was on transmission. I tried to slam them in. Sometimes that didn't work exactly. Back in the older days, I guess the parts and pieces have improved that they're able to do it. But that's what you can do with these transmissions. You just basically, you're not using the clutch, you're using the brake, and you're using the RPMs to slam these things into gear and get the job done. And it'll take the beating that you'll give it as a driver, but that's the quickest way to get it done.
Jeremy Clement's car took a beating under this most recent caution. That car was towed away. Thankfully, Jeremy was okay. He's been released from the infield care center.
We saw the 2 car go by there. He got a lot of damage on the right side there. Looks like everything's okay as long as it didn't cut down a tire, and we've been under caution here for quite a few laps, and he's felt it out, and they decided to leave him out there and see what Ben Kennedy can get out of these last 18 laps.
A rough-looking 2 car. There's a couple of cars with damage in the top 10. These 2 automobiles look extremely pristine. Still, the 22, the white car of Hornish, the blue car of Daniel Hemrick, as they come back to see the green flag displayed one more time. 18 laps to go for the race win at Mid-Ohio. Hemrick keeping the bumper right on the rear of Hornish. He's going to keep the nose in there. And as they head for the keyhole, can Daniel Hemrick take the advantage?
I think Hornish will keep him pinned down here. It looks like he's going to lose the lead there. Here comes James Davison right there, too, to take that second spot away from Hornish.
Contact behind. Regan Smith into the 42. And Marks is around. Oh, and now piled into nowhere to go, the 16 of Ryan Reed. Caution displayed immediately. That 16 is going nowhere. And that all started when they got stacked up in front. Regan Smith battling the 42 of Justin Marks. And Marks was sent spinning.
Just a tough corner there on restarts. Everybody gets down in there trying to get the most they can. You can see the 42, I believe, has got a flat right rear tire. Maybe a lot more damage than that, but I believe
at the very least.
Yes.
Yep.
This will be the end of Ryan Reed's day.
Yeah, I don't think they can bend that one back into position at all. You see the window net down for Ryan. That's a good sign. See how this happened? Coming into the big braking section of the keyhole.
See, Sam Hornish didn't get off to the best start, and when that happens with the leader, then everything jams up from back inside there. You can see Regan Smith just got loose there, and as he tried to correct, the 42 of Justin Marks was right there and sent him spinning.
And pow! Into the left rear comes Ryan Reed. Another look at it coming off the corner, cleanly through on the inside. 62 and 4. Oh, nearly into him was the 07 of Lally. He gets by. May have been the last one with a clear look at the 42.
Yep. That was a great restart there. As you can see, look, I'm not sure if the 18 got tapped there a little bit, or if it was just getting over on that.
May have been the last one with a clear look at the 42.
Yep. That was a great restart there. As you can see, look, I'm not sure if the 18 got tapped there a little bit, or if it was just getting over on that curbing and lost grip there. Those you can run across those okay if you're kind of up to speed, and as you try to get across there though and power back up, a lot of times you get loose. Let's see exactly what happened to Regan Smith there. Looked like he got into the 7 of Justin Allgaier a little bit, and he was trying to stay off of him, and that sent him out into Justin Marks.
That's the exact location where Enrique Baca had trouble in practice earlier today, or was that qualifying? Can't recall. And then he was met, actually Regan Smith came through and had a tire issue.
You can see right here exactly what happens. Regan Smith gets there. Justin Allgaier comes over just a little bit, but just kind of jam things up. I mean, that's racing in a very tight corner on a restart.
Yep, you can see that. Ryan will look back at that and say they all missed it, and there was me.
Well, they had a little better eyesight than that. When you're like the 3rd or 4th car back, and then everybody makes that evasive move all of a sudden, you're not expecting the car to be sitting right in front of you as you power up.
Wow, tough day for Ryan. And that will get on the hook. It is toast. So as we finish up here at Mid-Ohio, don't forget, coming up tomorrow, 1:30 NASCAR America pre-race will set the table for the 400 miles of racing later in the afternoon. Countdown to green at 2:30, 3 o'clock for the Monster Energy Series race from Michigan. And then the post-race show, Victory Lap and Racing Roots with Kyle Larson. Keith Larson's hoping to have a big day today as well. Tonight in Knoxville, Iowa. We could make that Racing Roots show even more interesting.
But Chip Ganassi giving him permission to go see if he can win that race tonight.
That was fun to see. The Free Kyle hashtag, I believe, went out there.
Yes.
And Chip responded and said, okay, he wins there. Why don't you all make your way out to Michigan International Speedway and watch him win on Sunday as well?
Looking for 3 in a row there, I believe, at Michigan. One of those tracks that just kind of suits his style, and he's found exactly what it takes. He was quickest in that last practice session today.
So most of the leaders stay out. The 18 of Regan Smith does hit pit road. And a couple more takers behind. Ralph?
Regan Smith making his way down pit road. Here he comes into the pit box. Quick look to see what they do to the car. They go to the right side. They're going to put tires on the right side, and they're filling them up with fuel. We'll see if they come around to the left side as well. No chassis adjustments at all. They'll just make some quick tire changes to this car, try to pull the sheet metal away from those tires, get him back out as quick as they can, Parker.
Right, Ralph, and actually there's a lot of discussion on his teammates' radio in the last lap or so, and that is something that I'm trying to figure out as you see Regan Smith's pit stop come to the end here, is that NASCAR has deemed the 20 car to be in 3rd, and the team has argued that since turn 2 and all the way down that back straightaway into 4, he was ahead of the 22. So, DJ, Dave, I'm going to rely on you guys to figure this one out. If he's ahead of him, where was he supposed to be behind him that the 22 gets ahead of him, therefore he's going to restart this next restart in 3rd?
Now here you see it coming off of the corner, the 20 car, right before they get to the kink, there is a scoring loop, and there was one going into the keyhole.
Okay, yeah, and they go out of our sight, so you're not exactly sure when. We can't see right there when the caution flag was displayed and exactly where that next loop was. But, you know, NASCAR has this, at the timing and scoring, and they deemed that Sam Hornish was the one that was in 2nd place there.
Had a couple of good looks at it, and we're going to have to take their word for it here, although the 20 team may continue to disagree.
Well, you can disagree all you want, but seldom do you win those arguments.
I was going to ask you how that works out.
Yeah, you can see right here, still battling all the way down here. 20 still looks like he's ahead at that point in time, but it looked like right before that, the 22 had gotten ahead just a little bit before they entered that corner, and that might have been where the last loop was at that point as they were entering that corner. This isn't just random that NASCAR comes up where this is. It's very specific as to what they have, and they have that ability to know exactly what took place at that time as to when they threw the caution.
Lights are off on the pace car now. They will come to the green, and Davison will fall back to third.
How about Daniel Hemrick, though, on that last restart, getting the job done? He's going to choose that outside lane once again, which we saw him do this earlier and get the lead.
So with all the scoring being confirmed and talked about, the NASCAR Towers decided to add a lap here to make sure they've got the realignment correct. And they do that often. That's just a good way to make sure, to their knowledge, everything is correct, whether or not everybody's happy.
Yeah, it's not just second and third, but you talk about all the cars that are on back there. They have to make sure that everyone is in the right spot. I mean, where you line up on this restart could have a bearing on where you finish in this race, the opportunity that you have to get yourself situated inside the top 10 or top 5.
So Hemrick, the 26-year-old from Kannapolis, North Carolina, in the 21 car, has the field in tow. He will be the restart leader when we come back to Mid-Ohio and finish it.
A long weekend is just an excuse to get a long way from boring. With models up to 62 horsepower or room for 4. Go rugged, go big, go Gator. Now get 0% financing for 60 months plus $500 off the Gator XUV 825i at a dealer near you.
Presenting Just for Men Auto Stop. It's time travel in a comb. It gives you back your natural hair color before you went gray. No mix, no mess. Comb in and your natural hair color is back. Lift off. Just for Men Auto Stop.
Before you open your eyes, at Smithfield, we're busy slow smoking. Before you sizzle, we hand select and hand trim. Before you were born, we gave birth to flavor, which you'll find in every bite of our naturally delicious hickory smoked bacon. Flavor hails from Smithfield.
Okay, welcome back to Mid-Ohio this afternoon. A lot happening here. You see the Xfinity drivers and exactly where they're running. Daniel Hemrick leading the charge here. Justin Allgaier, once again, who was the highest finisher of the Xfinity drivers last week at Watkins Glen, up in that third spot. Ross Chastain doing an outstanding job here this afternoon. And on down through the line, they're making a good name. This is the opportunity. Without any Cup guys in here, yeah, we've got a lot of road racers that are here, but the Xfinity guys doing a nice job this afternoon.
On a gorgeous day for road racing in Mid-Ohio. The 5th time they have done it here, and it seems like he has chosen the line which puts him on.
Yeah, you can see exactly why he chooses that line. And he's been able to be so strong through turn 1. See Sam Hornish once again getting some pressure for that second spot from James Davison.
What a great turn 2 for Hornish and the drive off. He'll now challenge for the lead, heading down through the kink in 3 and down to turn 4. And Hornish is going to get it. Wow.
Here comes Davison trying to take that second spot away.
Can he keep the brakes under him? You see a little lockup in the front, just a little bit of contact. And James Davison is through to second. Hemrick off track for a moment, and Gaughan is going to take advantage. Brendan Gaughan to 4th.
Well, Davison applying a lot of pressure here to Sam Hornish. Something Hornish hasn't really had to deal with much of this day.
And now can James Davison in the 20, the Australian, who's only had 1 start in the heavy Xfinity Series stock car, but many in lighter cars here at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. Can he make it happen this afternoon?
Yeah, and this, when I was talking to Sam Hornish yesterday before, well, there was no practice, but as he came into the garage area, I was asking him about where he really wanted to make his car good. That's the part of the racetrack right there. He said, I can make my car good there. I can get away. Then they can't get to me down in turn 2. And so that was his plan, and it's worked to perfection so far.
See Justin Allgaier's 7 car, very good, and now pressuring Davison for second.
And that's the best thing for Sam Hornish as he's out front, is that there's a battle for second. James Davison can't run the exact lap that he wants to because he's having to protect from Justin Allgaier and Brendan Gaughan there in fourth.
The front four pulling away. The restart lead. Daniel Hemrick is back to fifth. This is the battle for sixth. Who's going to prevail down into turn four? Tipped with the inside line. Chastain trying to hang on the outside.
Yeah, Ross Chastain just having an outstanding day, but Matt Tifft recovering from his early race excursion off into the grass, but doing a nice job inside the top 10 here.
And then Brendan Poole, that blue and white 48, has used the bumper a couple of times today, sometimes inadvertently, but he's been very aggressive, and Poole runs in eighth.
Yeah, you got to be aggressive on these road course races. Do what you can. You can see he's given everything that he's got right here, trying to take that spot from Chastain.
Trying to get the best finish he can for Chip Ganassi Racing. His teammate Justin Marks, involved in the last skirmish on track, is running 24th.
J.J. Yaley there in the 14, doing a nice job also. Here comes Andy Lally, pressuring Ben Kennedy.
He is putting on a passing clinic. Think about this. From the start of this final stage, he restarted 33rd. He got himself up to 24th for that next restart. And now he's battling for 11th and just outside the top 10. He's been passing cars at a furious rate. When you think about some of those restarts, they were only a quarter of a lap at most. He's absolutely destroying the field as he comes through here and trying to get a run on Ben Kennedy on the backstretch.
His team, Parker, has never had a top 10 in the Xfinity Series. This would be a big day.
Uh-oh.
Off track, the 20 of Davison. The 62 of Gaughan is through to second. That happened down in turn 4. And there's another car involved. We lost somebody.
I don't know if it's Justin Allgaier. No, Ross Chastain.
Chastain is. Allgaier somehow has fallen back and way down. It's back to 29th, so something happened to Justin Allgaier. It may have included James Davison, but Davison is now out of the hunt for the lead momentarily. There is Sam Hornish. Take a look back. Brendan Gaughan is scooted into second. Daniel Hemrick now runs third. Matt Tifft fourth. But where is Allgaier? There's the 20 of Davison. Now falls back in line. He'll occupy the 7th position. That brings Yaley up to 9th, the 8th position, and the 9 of William Byron up to 9th. Taking a look around Yaley.
Yeah, Byron's just continued to get better throughout this day. You see him get more comfortable with what he's doing.
Tries the outside pass, but that may cost him. Here comes Andy Lally in the 07. Oh, they're going to go in a 4-pack. Down through the high-speed kink. And the caution is out. That is Casey Mears. His car stopped near the back of the course.
Yeah, I saw him looking on one of our others at maybe he had something coming out of the back of the car. If it blew up, or yeah, you can see right here a lot of issues. It's either engine or transmission related.
A long day for that Biaggi Denbesti group. They lost a car earlier today into the tire barrier. This is the backup, and now motor gone here, it appears. So Casey sits there. Meanwhile, still trying to track down what happened to Justin Allgaier. Could have included the contact where we saw James Davison out of shape. They were certainly racing for the same position. Parker?
Well, guys, you see that 62 of Brendan Gaughan in second, and as he came into this race, he had so much confidence. He loves road racing. He loves racing here. Remember, he won the Xfinity race a couple years ago at Road America. But when I talked to his crew chief, Shane Wilson, I said, you know, your driver enters here with so much confidence. He said, yeah. He joked a little bit. He goes, hey, sometimes he has more confidence than talent, so let's just reserve ourselves a little bit and see how we get into the race. But he said, you know, if he keeps the fenders clean and we can get to the end, Brendan can make things happen, and that's what you're seeing here. He found himself in second place. He has a confidence. He likes running here. Let's see if he makes something happen.
I like that, Parker, and of course, his attitude, happy-go-lucky, and see what we can do with a fast race car and skills. Meanwhile, behind the 21 of Daniel Hemrick and the 19 of Matt Tifft, there's a little discussion happening in between the 48 of Brennan Poole and one of Elliott Sadler.
Might not be the last discussion as they run 5th and 6th.
No. Recall earlier in the day when Brennan Poole went for the lead down in turn number 2. Sadler had it, and Poole had about one corner of his car in there, and the one ended up spinning. So they for the moment, have stopped discussing, but Elliott still remains in the aggressor position there. That's 5th place for Poole, 6th for Sadler right now.
Yep. Good recovery by Sadler. Parker reported he had a flat tire after that, and spent some time, came back in, make sure they had plenty of fuel during this 3rd stage of this race. But made a nice recovery, dodging everything going on the track, and going to be in the battle for a top 5 finish.
Speaking of which, the 20, of course, of Davison now back to 7th, and the 7 of Justin Allgaier runs 25th. Something befell Justin. They're still trying to find it, but I have a feeling it was through the first 4 or 5 corners of the track. So that's when we lost track of Justin, and that's when we saw James with a little bit of an issue. And the 14 of J.J. Yaley. Fine run for him. A 9th place run for him right now. Parker with more on William Byron.
Well, you mentioned the fine run for J.J. Yaley, but a fine run for the man beside him, who didn't have a lot of experience coming in here, was obviously, as we told you earlier, using iRacing to get experience on this racetrack, and kind of came into this race thinking, if I just keep my nose clean, maybe I can get into the top 10. And where does he find himself right now? Inside the top 10, and that nose looks pretty clean, so I think he's done a good job of that.
Whole car looks clean, Parker, so I think you're right.
Yeah, and he gets good instruction. Max Pappas, outstanding road racer himself, works with William Byron on all aspects of his career, and as an advisor, and really helps him out, but certainly understands what a young man is going through as he tries to become a better road racer and taking advantage of opportunities like this.
Now here's a play we had thought about. What about a driver who has a reason to hit pit road late and might use a fresh set of tires? Justin Allgaier has just come out to pit road, and running in the 25th position, he really didn't have anything to lose.
Nothing to lose there, but there's just so many cars that have remained on the lead lap here this afternoon that you're just going to have a hard time making up many spots. But Justin didn't have anything to lose after whatever he encountered that put him back there. Was sitting there running in the top 3. And then had the problems, so you might as well come in and get the tires that you have there, pull away any sheet metal that might be up against tires, and see how many spots you can get out. There could be a little racing left here before this is over.
Speaking of nothing to lose, how about Bubba Wallace today at Michigan in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series? Comes home with a victory there after really not having any sort of a ride, subbing for Eric Almirola for a while in the Cup Series, but then the second car for Roush Fenway Racing in this series shut down, and nowhere to go. Where does Bubba go? Victory lane.
Yeah, Bubba's outstanding talent. Really did a good job in driving whatever he gets in. You know, we saw him get in there for Eric Almirola, and every single race he improved. And you could just see the progression that he was making with that race team. Of course, it's Eric's car, and he was ready to come back. But it's just a shame that Bubba can't find something, a good ride that he can take and showcase his talents. And I'm telling you, there's a sponsor out there that really needs to take a look at that young man. There's a lot of good talents out there, but Bubba brings a lot, not only behind the wheel, but outside of the race car, too, that could be very beneficial.
Ralph Shaheen?
Dan, this could be a really good day for Matt Tifft. He currently sits in 4th, started 5th. This is only the 2nd road course race in the NASCAR XFINITY Series he's ever competed in. He finished 13th at Watkins Glen, of course, which was his very first road course race in this series. And he has really kind of struggled lately. But here today, he's had no top 10s in the last 8 races, and now inside the top 5.
And Ralph, I'll tell you a funny story. He was supposed to race in the TA2 series this morning, but the car that he was in never made it to the first corner. The rear end fell out of it before he ever got going. So all the laps of experience he was hoping to get here, DJ, he never got. And now is running in 4th.
Yeah, getting plenty of experience here on track and full-time training right here and doing a really, really good job. It'll be important to try to finish this day out. He's made a nice recovery from early, so don't make any mistakes right here. But there's going to be a lot of pushing and shoving going on in these last laps.
Oh, boy. Sam Hornish, the control car, that white 22, the 62 of Brendan Gaughan, hungry to lock himself into the playoffs in 2017. As they come by, there will be 8 laps remaining at Mid-Ohio. Starter getting a look at him as they approach the Geico restart zone. Hornish is on it. Here comes Gaughan. Can he challenge heading to turn 1?
This turn 1 has been Hemrick's best. Oh, he stuck his nose in there, but Hornish shut the door quickly.
Well, Sam had to make the corner and slow that 22 car down. Daniel Hemrick almost got into the back of him. And behind, big trouble. A huge wreck going out of turn number 1. That has been a trouble spot all afternoon.
My goodness.
Regan Smith is involved in the green car on the left. Justin Allgaier, who just came off a pit road with fresh tires, he is involved as well.
Caution still hasn't come out yet. I can't imagine why. But you can see the battle for the lead right here.
And that may make a difference as they go to the timing lines. Hornish will hang on to it here, but was he the leader when the caution came out?
Well, it's going to be interesting to see. I was looking right at that, but I don't know exactly where the last timing line was. But Brendan Gaughan made a nice little run at him there. That'll be interesting as NASCAR takes a look at this as to who's the leader in the control car. A lot of cars torn up right here, though. As you can see, Regan Smith a part of that also.
On the left, Dylan Lupton, and there is the 8 of Josh Bilicki. Trying to have a strong run here this afternoon. All got started around J.J. Yaley, Dylan Lupton, and the 39 of Ryan Sieg.
Yeah, I think William Byron was involved in that, too, as I see from one of our other cameras. He's got a lot of front-end damage.
They go through turn 1. Sam, like I say, Sam really had to woe it down to make that corner, DJ. Hemrick almost got into the back of him.
Yeah, I think William Byron might have started that spin right behind Elliott Sadler, and that's what triggered all of this, I believe. You can see the 9 car there right in the front of that. He's able to continue, but I believe it was him getting sideways there in turn 1.
And then it's Bilicki who meets Lupton nose to nose. 5 of Michael Annett. I think he got it woed down. Yep, backing up now.
You see the 9 car. But he was actually spinning across in front, actually going across to the other side.
Ryan Sieg took evasive action down to the right.
It's like they're stopping him. We're going to put the red flag out here. As you can see William Byron right there. You can see him get sideways just behind Elliott Sadler. I don't know if they were all checking up because Hornish had slowed down so much. That's been the thing that he's done all day, is to make sure that he makes that corner and in control. There you see the 9 car sitting. A lot of damage to the front end.
And Dale, we've now got confirmation from NASCAR at the time of caution, the 22 was leading the field. So Hornish will remain on point. Gaughan will be second as they sit. We'll take a break. We're under red again here at Mid-Ohio. Sam Hornish having to wait to see if he can get his first victory in the Xfinity Series at Mid-Ohio.
Wi-Fi. We literally cannot live without it. And if we can't live without it, maybe it's time to reimagine it and make it even better. So it's awesomely fast. No, still nope. Now we're talking. So it works here, and here, and here. And so you can even take the occasional timeout. Whoa! Yes, indeed. Amazing speed, coverage, and control.
Introducing Xfinity X5. Find your awesome and change the way you Wi-Fi.
It's time for the Polaris Factory Authorized Clearance. The year's best deals on the world's best-selling ATVs and side-by-sides. Now is the time to buy, with rebates up to $4,000. Get started at Polaris.com.
I needed something more to help control my type 2 diabetes.
My A1C wasn't where it needed to be.
So I liked when my doctor told me that I may reach my blood sugar and A1C goals by activating what's within me with once weekly Trulicity.
Trulicity is not insulin. It helps activate my body to do what it's supposed to do, release its own insulin.
I take it once a week and it works 24/7. It comes in an easy-to-use pen, and I may even lose a little weight.
Trulicity is a once-weekly injectable prescription medicine to improve blood sugar in adults with type 2 diabetes when used with diet and exercise. Trulicity is not insulin. It should not be the first medicine to treat diabetes or for people with type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Do not take Trulicity if you or a family member has had medullary thyroid cancer, if you've had multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if you are allergic to Trulicity. Stop Trulicity and call your doctor right away if you have a lump or swelling in your neck, severe pain in your stomach, or symptoms such as itching, rash, or trouble breathing. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis, which can be fatal. Taking Trulicity with a sulfonylurea or insulin increases your risk for low blood sugar. Common side effects include nausea, diarrhea, vomiting, decreased appetite, and indigestion. Some side effects can lead to dehydration, which may make existing kidney problems worse.
Once weekly Trulicity may help me reach my blood sugar goals. With Trulicity, I click to activate what's within me.
If you want help improving your A1C and blood sugar, activate your within. Ask your doctor about once weekly Trulicity.
Following our coverage of Xfinity Series racing from Mid-Ohio, you can see horse racing, the Breeders' Cup Challenge Series, the Arlington Million on NBCSN. At the bottom of the hour, you can tune into the NBC Sports app and pick up the beginning of their coverage there. And then we'll flip you over to 1 horsepower after we talk about the 650 or so that are under the hoods of all these drivers' cars. So Daniel Hemrick is running third and has had a strong day so far. DJ, why don't you see if he'll speak with us for a minute?
Daniel Dale Jarrett in the NBCSN booth. You got me?
Yes, sir, I got you.
All right, I'm from our vantage point, I'm looking out at your number 21 car here. Doesn't have a lot of damage on there today, a lot of pushing and shoving going on out there, but young man, you've done an outstanding job. How's it been from your side?
Yeah, so far we've been fortunate not to have any more damage than we have, but no, it's been an exciting race, at least from my vantage point. It'll be my 4th road course race here in a stock car. Just trying to take it all in. 22 definitely gets a little better as he goes, and we were duking it out there, and just try to fall in line and learn as much as I can from him. He's a heck of a road course racer. So he taught me some stuff throughout the day, and feel like we've got our Blue Gate Bank Chevy better as the days went. So having fun with it, that's for sure.
Yeah, it looks like on these restarts, though, things get kind of crazy. As we always know, whether it's getting through turn 1 or down into turn 2, you have kind of a plan here as you get ready for what may be the last restart and trying to get your way back to the front?
Yeah, really, it's going to be a restart like we haven't seen before yet today. You know, we've further on tires, less fuel load. Restart zone's going to be a little bit more sketchy than what it's been, I feel like. So what it seems like 22 takes a couple laps to take off. You know, our car seems to come in after about 2 corners, so hopefully we'll try to take advantage of it. And this entire RCR group's worked so hard all year, hopefully we just finish it off and get a solid finish for them.
All right, thanks for talking with us. Keep up the good work out there and get yourself a good finish. Thanks.
Yeah, 10-4. Hope everybody's enjoying it. Everybody back home, tune in on the Xfinity X1 app. We'll put on a show, I promise you that.
Hemrick has had a couple of nice days on the short tracks so far this year, Bristol and Richmond, where he had the pole. A couple of top 5s for him, but this is a nice rounding out of his season if he can keep that 21 car in the top 5 to finish, perhaps even a win. There's a disappointed Justin Allgaier walking away from a battered and bruised number 7 Camaro.
Yeah, another one of those situations to where he got in this position by having to make a pit stop because of something that happened early, right up there battling inside the top 3 late in the race, and things go awry. But you got to finish these off. They get really crazy at the end of these races.
As they run, this is where things stand. You see Michael Annette just above the bubble. And Brendan Gaughan in good position now, 51 points to the better. Dale, let's talk with him.
Brendan, Dale Jarrett again. Talk to us again, bud.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm sitting here looking at your car right out from our vantage point. Man, what a great run you had there. Looked like you might have had the advantage on Sam until the caution came out.
I don't know about advantage, but, you know, with Sam Hornish just being next to him isn't much of an advantage. But South Point Chevy, like we said earlier, it's been good, Dale. It's been a ton of fun today, and we're fast. I want a shot at it, man. That's all you can ever ask.
Sam, a lot of things have been going on. I mean, Sam, I'm looking at Sam's car. Brent, a lot of things going on around you, a lot of action, especially in these first two corners. How have you been able to miss all of that and keep your car pretty clean?
You know, I mean, I'm surprised the nose wasn't damaged. I hit the 18, Regan Smith, pretty hard in the keyhole on that one restart where people spun. He checked up. I hammered it, thought I did damage. They said that, you know, RCR apparently builds a good front nose. And then I got into the 20 where he locked up, and, you know, he didn't give much wear to Justin there earlier, so I was a little kind of miffed about that. And he didn't give him much wear either, so we're all fair with that as far as I'm concerned.
Brendan, you come into these road course races with a lot of confidence. Is that what's gotten you up here in the second spot with a chance to win?
You know, confidence, but more of it is Shane Wilson and this Chevrolet and what they build me. I love my guys. DJ, I've had them for 4 years together, and I go through thick and thin. Hell, I got guys up with me since 1999 on this team. So I believe in them, and they believe in me.
Yeah, they sure do. Keep up the good work. Hey, we're looking forward to these last few laps. Thanks for talking.
Hope it's exciting for the fans. It is for me.
Oh, we expect it to be. 2 career wins for Brendan in the Xfinity Series, going for number 3 today when we come back to Mid-Ohio.
The first thing that struck me was how it looks. It starts up very quickly. It's instant, in fact. Powerful. Takes you by surprise because it breaks from the norm. My name is Brody Neal. I'm a furniture designer.
There's nothing more important to me than my vacation. So when I need to book a hotel room, I want someone that makes it easy. Booking.com gets it. And with their price match, I know I'm getting the best price every time.
Visit Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
New bike?
Yeah, because I got
Allstate. If you total your new bike, they replace it with a brand new one.
That's cool. I got a new helmet.
We know, Steve. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
All right, we're back with one of the best dunkers in basketball. His name is Zach Levine.
Thank you guys for having me.
All right, enough with the jibber jab. Let's roll Zach's top 10 dunks. Okay. Oh, look at that.
Hachi, chachi, dunky, reeny.
Guys, these aren't my dunks. These are sandwiches.
Welcome to our house, Zach. That's right. We live here.
You live here with the sandwiches?
No, I have a home and a wife and a child. I live here with the sandwiches.
Try the new Dunked Ultimate Chicken Sandwich in 3 bold flavors and get half-price shakes and ice cream flushes after 8 p.m. This is how you Sonic.
Last year at this very racetrack, Sam Hornish Jr. had a shot at the win in the wet, driving the 2 for Richard Childress, got down into turn number 1 and got it wrong. He wasn't done spinning, and he almost ended up winning. Contact from Brendan Gaughan right there. Then later, more pirouettes from Sam Hornish, who was giving it everything he had. Came home second. Here he is down in China Beach. Didn't make the beach, but stayed in the lake. Got to turn in the right direction. Hard to know what your car was doing that afternoon, DJ.
I've never seen a car spin that much and come back to almost win the race, ever.
Second place last year, Ralph, going for the win today.
Well, we're down here with crew chief of that number 22. Well, you guys have had a great day today so far. The challenge is, of course, keeping that thing away from everybody else is giving them trouble out there. Now, you obviously got a good starting spot here for this restart. What kind of things are you telling him?
Really, I'm just talking to the spotters. We've got 3 or 4 guys around the racetrack that are to help him out and make sure he gets the kind of information that he needs to make the decisions going to the top of the hill up there, as well as getting through turn 1. You know, there's been a lot of crashes, a lot of close contact racing, so to speak. But if he can get out front, I believe he's got a good enough discount tire Mustang to bring it home. We need this thing to get green and go to the end.
The big key seems to be getting down into the keyhole. First guy to the keyhole seems to have a bit of an advantage after that, Greg. So how do you approach that?
Well, he's, obviously Sam, he's a very aggressive restarter. He does a terrific job here in about the first 300 feet. It's just getting under the tunnel right there and having an awareness of where everybody's at around you and what kind of run or what kind of momentum they have up off the corner. And we're trying to get him all the information we can, and hopefully we can bring this thing home.
All right, Greg, thanks. Certainly Greg Irwin has brought a lot of people to victory lane. We'll see if he can get one here today.
Ralph, thanks so much. Here is Team Penske on the road courses. They have been very dominant. Entering today's race, 15 poles, 8 wins, 32 top fives. That is first in all categories in the Xfinity Series. And I'm telling you, Greg and Sam have had a good effort together, running full-time a couple years ago in the 12 car. Nearly won the championship there. They understand each other, and as you just heard Greg laud the abilities of his driver, he knows Sam can get it done.
Yeah, Greg Irwin's been around this for a long time and worked with a lot of good drivers. Going to get to do that chance again next year as he moves on with the Wood brothers and work over there with Eddie and Lynn and that entire organization.
Who's going to be their driver?
Paul Menard.
That's right. A big new situation for them there. Sorry, didn't mean to catch you there like that.
No.
It had come out of your lips there, so I was making sure we covered that.
Yes.
The 27 this year of Paul Menard moving over to Wood Brothers next year. Greg Irwin announced as the crew chief.
Their first focus is trying to figure out how they can get this 22 car to victory lane here this afternoon.
And there's been a lot of refiguring and rethinking. The best news is that they've been at the front of the field. And they are there now. Coming up next on NBCSN, you can catch it on the app right now if you'd like to start your coverage there. Horse racing, Breeders' Cup Challenge Series, the Arlington Million being run. And again, pull up the app, you can catch it right there. And we'll get over to NBCSN with coverage of that as soon as we finish here. Coming to 6 to go next time by.
As we get ready for a restart here shortly, you look there and see Elliott Sadler's worked his way back to 5th. How about Andy Lally has taken that 07 car and up to 7th spot after coming in to make sure they had plenty of fuel, giving up some track position. They probably could have made it with all of these caution laps, but they didn't know that was going to happen at the time. But great job by that driver.
There's Lally's 07 for Bobby Dotter and Go Fast Racing. We mentioned earlier, never had a top 10 in this series. In position to capture that now. And he's got a good piece there. It's a former a car that was run by Athenian Motorsports, and it's got an Earnhardt Childress Racing under the hood, engine under the hood. And Andy Lally behind the wheel, that's a good combo.
Yeah, a couple spots back from that. In the 9th spot, how about Blake Cook that has come back from getting in that accident? They had a lot of damage to that race car. They took their time, repaired it, make sure they did it all right, and got himself back inside the top 10. What looked like was going to be a bad points day might turn out to be okay.
See Sheldon Creed getting way by the field there. I believe he might be might not be the free pass car, just getting in position. Cody Ware running in the 13th position as well in the 74, having a strong run today for Mike Harmon. And now they'll get the field assembled.
As they go by, I see Scott Lagasse Jr. There having a good run in the 10th spot. Doesn't get many chances at these stock cars, but does a nice job when he does get that opportunity.
And that was Sheldon Creed in the 01 getting the free pass. Tomorrow on NBCSN, 1:30 for NASCAR America, 2:30 for the countdown to green, and then they go racing at 3 o'clock. And we'll be there with you from Michigan International Speedway, followed by the post-race show with the winner and many other interviews, victory lap, and then a good look at Kyle Larson on the Racing Roots Show, 7:30 Eastern tomorrow on NBCSN.
Kyle Petty and Rutledge Wood do such a good job on those Racing Roots shows and really give us an inside look as to where these drivers came from. What was it that's bored and bringing them through and making them the winners and champions they are today.
And Kyle Larson, one of the Drive for Diversity drivers who has made it through to the premier level in NASCAR, just what the program was designed to do. And Kyle has been winning again this year. Parker?
As you see that 3-car Scott Lagasse Jr. in 9th, I know you just mentioned great run for him, considering that he's never been on a road course in a stock car. And actually coming to this race, he went and ran one of those Trans Am cars you mentioned a little bit earlier, but he felt like it actually hurt him because being lighter and able to brake later, he just didn't feel like he had a feel for the stock car. Obviously not getting a lot of practice as many teams did, but on top of that, he's been racing injured. He actually hurt his middle finger on his right hand working on that Trans Am car and had to get stitches at the hospital the other night, and has been racing with that kind of a big cast on his middle finger there on his right hand. So a good run for Scott Lagasse Jr.
That's interesting, Parker. I mean, you're busy behind the wheel, DJ. A lot going on. Shifting, turning, being biffed and barged around by other cars.
Yeah, I saw Scott as we came in the garage area yesterday afternoon, and that was the first thing as we went to shake hand with him. Noticed that he had a big wrap there, and didn't want to do that. Asked him how he thought it might affect him, but he said he was ready for the challenge.
So far, it's been a good day for Scott Lagasse Jr., running 9th. So Harnish in the 22 has chosen the line that he has traditionally chosen today, been the restart leader several times this afternoon. And Brendan Gaughan will have to deal with him as they take the green and head down to the high-speed left-hander. Gaughan will be on the disadvantaged line.
Brendan Gaughan in a tough spot here as far as racing for points, but knows what the win could get him too. So how much is he willing to put on the line right here?
Has not won in 2017. A win would lock him into the playoffs for the Xfinity Series. 5 to go this time by. Green is out in Mid-Ohio. Horse with a good jump. Here comes Hemrick.
Comes Gaughan back there.
Brendan Gaughan going wide. Does he keep it under control? Somehow manages to save it, but falls back. Now the race is for third. To the inside. It is Tift. Being challenged now. Here comes James Davison. Davison battling Sadler for fourth. And Andy Lally lurking. Will Lally make it 3 wide? He's going to go down to the inside of Davison. The 07 of Andy Lally is fourth.
Wow, what a move by Andy Lally right there. That just shows just how good a road racer he is. Realizing that opportunity was right there. Trying to get a little more here, not giving it up.
And in front of them, Tip now pressuring Hemrick for second. So Sam Hornish legging it out just a little bit. He's got about 8 car lengths over Daniel Hemrick, who's now under heavy pressure from the rookie Matt Tift.
As you see the 07 Andy Lally in fourth, getting to the back of Matt Tift in third place. What an incredible run by that driver. His crew. Oh, the 3 of Scott Lagasse Jr. gets sideways off turn 12 there.
Now, to your point, there is no craftier road racer than Andy Lally. And behind the wheel of a stock car, he has shown he can make it happen. Last year in the rain, this year in the dry, trying to get up onto the podium for Bobby Dotter and team. Oh, James Davison is going to stick the nose of the 20 in there, and Davison is going to take away that spot. What a great battle.
Oh, that was a great move right there. Late braking. Andy Lally gave him just enough room to get his nose in there, and he did the rest.
And Lally able to control his race car. Here comes Lally back. He takes a look to the inside. Will Davison go for it on his teammate? No, doesn't have the room to make the move on Matt Tift.
Davison was playing a little defense right there, actually moving over. That's where Andy Lally took advantage last time and made the pass.
Down through the back section of Mid-Ohio. Davison gapping just a little bit. And now Lally has to be concerned about the 1 of Sadler.
I think Elliott Sadler's pretty content just to right there. Yeah, he'd like to have a top 5, but I think with the day that he's had, the way that everything turned around at the end of that stage 1, if he could come out of here with 6th place and take those points, he'd feel really good about the day.
Point situation good for Sadler. to go now for Sam Hornish. Brendan Gaughan, by the way, back to 7th in the 62 after that off-road excursion.
I don't know how he saved that race car and didn't crash, but he did an outstanding job.
It might be his off-road truck upbringing.
For sure.
Yeah, perhaps. Here's Lally, again with a look on Davison. There's Gaughan. He's now getting pressure from the 48 of Brendan Poole. That's for 7th. Here's what happened right after the green. Off course and bounding through the grass.
Yeah, Sam Hornish, I think that's just hard racing right there, and both drivers trying to make sure that as he came out of turn 1, they were the one out in front. Neither one wanted to give an inch.
So for the moment, a win opportunity has vanished for Brendan Gaughan, but it can still be a strong points afternoon for him, and he needs the points.
Yeah, that's why that save that he made there was so big. I mean, he could have taken a day to where he's looking to battle late in the race and finished outside the top 20 and lost a lot of the points and everything that he had worked hard to gain throughout the day.
Speaking of gain, Daniel Hemrick hangs on to what he has in the 21 car. That blue and white car running second. A little bit of pressure from Tift. But Sam Hornish, this section of the track, you talked about it, DJ, continues to lengthen his lead as they come through it.
Yeah, he's doing good, but Daniel Hemrick staying right there, especially when he's getting pressure right behind him from Matt Tift. So I'm very, very impressed with him. I'm not sure he can go up there and make the pass, but he's going to be right there if Sam Hornish happens to make any mistake at all.
And that's the other thing that we don't expect out of Sam. That'd be very hard to wish for. Here he comes down into the keyhole. 2 laps to go. Tires at the end of their grip level. Fuel levels all good on the front runners. But are the drivers weary? What do they need to do to get to the finish here, to get to the checkers?
And guys, just add in on top of that, brakes. Remember, these cars have been going around here for so many laps, and this is when the brakes are the worst, and you're pushing the hardest. You're trying to make passes. You're trying to outbrake other cars, but this is when the brakes are their hottest and they're their weakest as you come down late in the race.
Yes, great point, Parker. And also, they sat there under a red flag condition. They've been under caution. The air pressures in the tires are going up and down throughout this. So this is when the driver really makes a difference. I think that's why you see people like James Davison and Andy Lally really making a nice run here at the end of this race.
Davison now gaps Lally just a little bit more. Is there anything left in the 0-7 to try to get 4th place from James Davison? And what a great run for Matt Tift in the 19, currently 3rd, trying to track down Hemrick. Here comes Sam Hornish, white flag. 1 lap to go, presented by Credit One Bank.
You get the white flag on an oval, you say, I've just got 4 corners to negotiate. A lot more here. You've got 13 of them. Sam Horner's done it pretty much flawlessly all day long. See if he can continue that.
Just under 2 miles remaining for the Defiance, Ohio driver. Said early on today to us, came here as a kid watching the races. And then became an IndyCar champion. Strong runs here in the open wheel categories, but never a victory in the Xfinity stock cars since they've been racing here. He's been victorious on the ovals in Xfinity. Yep. This is his home in so many ways. Now managing in the rhythm that has brought him to the front all afternoon long and kept him there. And Hemrick is a ways back. You'll have to hope for that mistake out of Hornish, but I don't see it coming. Coming through the final corners, lifting that left front. Now a right-hander through the carousel. And down to the final corners, tires barking. Sam Hornish under control. The left-hander to the checkers. Sam Hornish is going to win at home in Mid-Ohio. And Greg Irwin knows it. That is big for his driver. Behind him, career best finishes for the 21 of Daniel Hemrick, the 19 of Tift. the 20 of Davison, of course, and 5th for the 07 of Andy Lally. But the day belongs to the driver of that white 22. We'll see Victory Lane with Sam Hornish when we come back.
Okay, so the new Ford F-150 with its high-strength military-grade aluminum alloy body just blew the doors off the competition. Now it's time to blow their tailgates off, too, by adding the new, more powerful next-generation 3.5-liter EcoBoost engine and an all-new 10-speed transmission, cranking out more power and acceleration, more efficiency at the pump, and the most torque of any half-ton pickup. This is the Ford F-150. Boom.
It's time for the Polaris Factory Authorized Clearance. The year's best deals on the world's best-selling ATVs and side-by-sides. Now is the time to buy, with rebates up to $4,000. Get started at Polaris.com.
Think a burger place can't cook up the juiciest chicken sandwich you've ever tasted? Well, think again. The Barbecue Club in New Hawaii. The charbroiled chicken sandwiches with no antibiotics ever. At Carl's Jr. and Hardee's.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting.